Yeah. Marshall. So what you know about teamwork? Cause I've been in the clouds trying to make the dream work. Always done it on my own, that's why I seem hurt. Cause I ain't met no one that ever put me first. So what I know about teamwork? Cause I've only ever done it on my lonesome. I gotta deal through it out, yeah, I grown some. Don't expect love if you've never shown none. I spent last year in the haze, so many records got made. I kept that shit to myself, I only wanted my pay. I took some time for stage, got in the bed with the snakes. They wasn't doing their job, I let them slither away. I wanna build me a team, so I can get to my fans. I need someone on my side, that's gonna give me a chance. But shit just ain't what it seems, don't let them in on your plans. I hope they know what I mean, I hope that you understand. So never land, never pan out. Wings talk, think I better let them span out. Was too chill, think I better let the man out. Grew up with hand-me-downs, now I'm never taking handouts. Man, if you knew all the things I'm watching when I'm planned out. But I need help to do it, so can I get a fan count? Never understood me, now it's funny how I stand out. Me, myself and I, homie, welcome to the madhouse. So what you know about teamwork? Cause I've been in the clouds trying to make the dream work. Always done it on my own, that's why I seem hurt. Cause I ain't met no one that ever put me first. So what I know about teamwork? Cause I've only ever done it on my lonesome. I gotta deal through it out, yeah, I grown some. Don't expect love if you've never shown none. I know my girl on my side, I'm trying to build this alive. Thank God my family alive, and I just wanna provide. They say it's gonna take time, but I've been losing my mind. She helps me grow and evolve, my family ready to ride. So why am I feeling low when life just giving me highs? I put my value in sales instead of hoops by my side. But I can see it's the front, that's why I'm not coming back. Yeah, I was slow to react. Don't give a damn what they thought of it. Yeah, I'm feeling glorious. Go flash in the audience, man, should've recorded it. I took a color pill, used my computer skills. Now I got agents after me, word up to Morpheus. The future I sorted it, do this till I'm bored with it. Invest in myself endeavors, hope I don't get audited. My body is a temple, but I fucked up the ornaments. I'm so gassed up, the US probably at war with it. It's a message to the earthlings. Join the team round here, we put the work in. It ain't teamwork if only one of us is working. Only thing I'm signing is when fans bring the merchants. I ain't got a thing yet that I wasn't deserving. And I ain't famous yet, but that bitch be flirting. I'll make it rain, start a wave and go surfing. I'll make it rain, start a wave and go surfing. So what you know about teamwork? And what I know about teamwork?
Hello. Sorry, guys. I'm running late, rushing around. I blame Granny. It's Granny's watching's fault. I was listening to her stream, and I lost track of time. So today, instead of it being Deet's fault, it's Granny's fault. Oh, let's see here. I was trying to blow dry my hair real quick after I realized, shit, it's 3:40. I set my live up. And so I did the quickest job of that. Give me 1 second. You can hear me still running around, can't you? Oh, what do we got here? Hello. Oh, thank you. Welcome to the streets, Lindsay. Is it Leia or Leah? Either way, welcome, Lindsay. By the way, we have new emojis. You guys got to check them out. I'll go through them in a second, but if you remember, check them out. The reason we have emojis is because of Grandma freaking Jerry. Also, we have our membership donations. Remember, we donate 100% of the memberships every month. And this month, from February 26th through February 24th, was $535.06. Now, I was going to donate it towards the billboards for Sebastian, but I spoke with Dutchie, and she said that they are all, they're good for like a whole month. So we're all hoping he's found by then. So I haven't decided yet what we're going to donate that to. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'm absolutely open to them. Oh, pizza sounds good. Gotta feed them babies. Oh God, let's see. StreamYard must have kicked me out from like the beginning, so I can't see behind. What else is up there? Banana sandwich is a thing here in the East. Oh my goodness, yeah. So we got some fake Fed badges and some other stuff, some new Illuminati for cash. Hey, Gavel. Good to see you here. Nicole B in the house. We got popsicles. We got bomb pops. Sorry, Granny. No turd pops yet. We still have bomb pops because they're the best popsicles around. But then we got, additional popsicles for others. We've got chalkboards because we don't do whiteboards anymore. We're strictly chalkboards now. That's Nelson the Noodle. Oh, yeah, he's been there for a while. We've got a fake Fed badge. There's so many more. I'd have to remember off the top of my head. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Sassy Since Birth, Laundry. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Melissa Bell. Marshmallow cream. What the fuck, you bitches are fancy. Hey, 8675309. How are you? You've been looking forward? So we're going to do this a little differently today. We are going to do, let me see here. Let me come over here to my live on my phone, so I can pin the link. I thought we would do a recap of all the trauma and these bad actors and everything. There's some other true crime stuff I want to talk about that no one's discussed, but I shared Jones and stream earlier because it was amazing, and I tagged Granny in it too. She did a really awesome. I could never, y'all know me, you know my style. Can you guys give me 1 second and I will be on camera? Just give me 1 second, please. Okay, I feel like that crappy friend, like that new boyfriend that's gonna leave you hanging at the date because dude, get it together, Steph, get it together. So, all right, I think we're on track now. I did a very, very quick job blow drying because I wanted to, so straight hair today. Here we go. So I thought what we would do is recap. Like I said, Granny and Joneson did a phenomenal job. I could never do it the way that they do, the reviewing and stuff. They both have such a good talent for that. So if someone will drop their links, that would be great. That would be great. And then, but there's a few other things I want to touch on. The grifting is real. It is. It is. Still trying to catch up on the last one, Patricia. Okay, and that's another thing. Again, I'm going to separate it. This live here is going to be the trauma recap, so to speak, and bad acting and a few other true crime things. And then I'm going to redirect us over to a new live that I'll set up, and we will have, we'll do our deep dive, start part 2, and get through the rest of the interviews. And there's been more since. And I tried not to listen, but I did a little bit to Duchess last night. And I've got thoughts. But also, YouTube and StreamYard cut us off. So they do cut us off at the 12-hour mark, which is why I'm going to do a separate stream for the Sebastian stuff. But, and StreamYard cuts off at 10 hours. So I don't even have the end of that live. But I have my notes and we will recap. Hey, MJ, how's it going? You've never had cookie butter? What? Holy cow. Hey, Anna Morris. Good to see ya. Daisy Jones. Hey, everyone. Yeah, we got pool floaties. Shout out to SoFlo Mama. Hey, Titanium Built. She's been covering the Sebastian's case pretty heavily. Yeah, cookie butters from Trader Joe's. They also have it at our, we have a Kroger's. They have it there. Let me see. Let me see. What do you guys think about today? A lot of stuff happened today on these streets. The chalkboards, no whiteboards down, and the fake Fed badge. We also have a red flag and a yellow flag because some things are just kind of yellow flaggy. Hey, Tia, how's it going, love? Elijah Vu could use some coverage. He could. Absolutely. Absolutely. An autism organization. That's actually a good idea, Laundry. I can look into that one. I can look into that for sure. Hey, Marshall Dove, my favorite name on YouTube. Hey, Gemini Hippie. Cutie pie. Oh, thank you, Patrish. I am well. I am well. I'm still kind of getting over this head cold. But other than that, I'm pretty good. What did she say? Don't forget to empty your bladder and hit the light. Yep. You're gonna stay a while with us, so get comfy. Find a comfy couch in the corner, hit up a mod for a popsicle. We're gonna get into it. You still have to watch it. We're just deep diving, reviewing all of the interviews, and then we're gonna go into some other stuff, but we gotta get through the interviews first. Today has been so good in Content Plant. Started at the hearing for Karen Reed. Yes, I watched that too. It was very quick. It was a little shorter, but interesting. Interesting. Hey, Tracy Ann, listening helps me get so much work done. Good. So if anyone wants to come up and share some thoughts on today, that's fine too. I'm also going to pull up a few things. Hey, so fucking crazy. How are you, hon? You need to watch the. We're gonna get to that one. We're going in chronological order when it comes to the interviews, so we're staying on track, and we are not to Nancy Grace. Let's see. We got through. I have a list here. We got through interview. I think it was 10 or 11. And so we're up next to the Nancy Grace with Seth that took place on 3/20. So that's just kind of how we're doing it, going in order and sticking with that. You good, good. And unsupervised maniacs. This is wild. This is wild. It's just like I hate it when we say like this is Summer Wells 2.0 or this is like Quentin Simon all over again or whatnot, but what else do we say? I mean, this has happened so quickly. A big flip so quickly. I never do this, but I really want to be here for part 2. And Allie and I have the calls tonight. Oh, I have no idea, Jen Lu. I would say it'll probably be a couple. What time are you and Allie going on for your calls? Normally, I think you guys normally go on at like 5 my time. So it'll probably be, we'll probably spend a couple hours going over this stuff. And you guys can drop the link to Allie and are you doing it on your channel or on Allie's? But you can drop the link to either one. They go over Letitia. It's really good. I was telling Melissa today that like I picked her live covering Letitia from last night to like try to fall asleep. She always listened to something to fall asleep. I picked that and I couldn't fall asleep. I stayed up later because I was just laughing so hard. You see a lot of red flags, Georgia. I do too. I do too. But then we have to keep in mind what law enforcement has said in the TBI newsroom. Like, we have to keep that in mind because that's what is the most important thing. And I am not seeing a lot of creators cover this unbiasedly. I truly am not. No shade towards any other creators, but I'm not seeing it. I can't keep up with the drama, the bombs going off in all corners of Cromaland. They are red sauce. They are. Okay. That was where we end. Wait, I don't know what you're talking about. It looks like I think it's going to trial. Do y'all let me do that as a poll. But I have felt that for a while. I've absolutely felt like it's going to trial. So let me see here. Oh, I got to do it on my computer. This place is always so crazy. Like you have to do things in different spots with. Let's see here. Here we go. There's the polls. Let me see that. Let me change it to is. I put is the. Let's just put is Karen Reed going to trial. I think it is, but I have always felt like it was going to trial. If she's in, the Nancy Grace comes before, so that we're going in chronological order. Your stream off hit the floor. Thinking you're going at 9? Okay. Mm, we might be to it before then, but that's okay. You can listen to me on 2X. Okay, so it's gonna be on Bendy's channel. If someone could grab, thank you, Nanya. I just don't understand why they have to get all up in these cases and potentially mess them up. I'd like to know that too, Chris. Like, why? What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose of that? Shade enabled, and I've got a couple creators. I want to. I don't like using the word call out, but they've said some things. They've said some things. We're talking about Karen Reed's trials. Karen Reed going to trial. I'm pretty positive it is. Jury selection starting April 1st. All right. So one thing I would like to share, let me pull this up here real quick. And if you guys could drop Joneson and Granny's channel if you haven't already. And Allie's. I'll get Allie's because I'm on there. Look at this. Have you guys seen what Allie posted today? I stand behind it. You did, Allie. Okay, thank you. I stand behind this 110%. Look at this. Love her heart. Look at this precious boy. When all the YouTubers and protesters were outside his home screaming, filming, and playing a baby crying and stuff like that, there was so much coverage of it. Do you guys remember that? Everybody was covering it. Everybody was talking about it. I was clipping it. It was such a huge deal. His mother had court today, and I can't find more than one single tweet about it. One. Tell me it's not for clicks and views. If this is about awareness, if this is about justice, if this is about the fact that we truly care for cases, why was none of that covered? Some of us do care, Melissa Jade, I know. But some who claim they care, who scream at the loudest, louder than anyone else, and are out there in front pacing and claiming, I'm not here for the money, I'm not here for the drama, I'm not here for the protesting, yada, yada, yada. They swore they were going to go to every court hearing, couldn't wait to watch mom be nailed to the wall. All of that. Some just stirred up shit in the background too, for both sides, all sides. Did any of them talk about Quentin today? Let me pull up what I have on Quentin real quick. Hang on, I'm just curious. I just want to know. What say you? I stole that from Melanie a little bit. What say you? Hmm? I gotta send this to myself, that this article. Because I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If you're out there, you're truly seeking justice, you're truly seeking answers, you truly care about these missing children, that would be one thing. You truly care about their cases, that would be one thing. Do you think anybody truly cares about this one? Besides Allie, I haven't heard anyone else talk about it. I heard Joneson mention it in her stream. I think someone did mention it over at Granny's. What the good? There we go. If I was a good YouTuber, I'd have had this done already, but I'm not a good YouTuber. All right, we have here. I hate the pop-ups on news sites. Georgia mom appears in court over killing of son Quentin Simon. Leilani Simon, the Chatham County mother accused of killing her baby Quentin Simon and disposing of his body in a dumpster, was back in court Tuesday. This was the former Burke County resident's first court appearance of the year. First court appearance of the year. And everybody's out here too busy, all up in the shit with the Cajun Navy drama that they have created and stirred up. We're going to get into that, whatever. It was a motion hearing in the case, which is the first in the case since July of 2023. So it's been what? 10 months? No, 9 months? I don't know. I'm horrible with math. It's been a hell of a long time. And nobody, all those people, everybody that covered it, everybody that have called out law enforcement. Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy. You called out the sheriff. You were hot on his heels, angry that he wasn't getting justice for Quentin. Did she cover this today? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't watch everything Betty does. In fact, I watch very little. So, did she talk about Quentin Simon today? Did she talk about Leilani? I'm curious. Both Leilani Simon's defense and the prosecution gave an update on where each of their teams stood as far as preparing for the case, and we gained a little insight into what the timeline of the trial might be as well. The prosecution told Judge Tammy Stokes that they are waiting on some testing that could be critical to building their case. That includes forensic testing of Quentin Simon's pack and play, as well as on his remains that were recovered from the Chatham County landfill. They're also waiting on toxicology results. The defense team expressed they are waiting for the same thing. So both sides are waiting on this discovery, which, dang, that's taken a long time on that discovery. Stokes then said she would like to put the case to trial before the end of the year. We have to keep in mind as well that the courthouse is going to be changing sites and locations. So in the back of my mind, I know that that may have some impact, but that's probably the least of the concerns. The most important thing is making sure that motions are heard and that we can move forward, Judge Stokes said. Stokes then set the next court date as April 16th. That will be to go over several motions by the defense, including a motion to block any statements admitting guilt by Leilani, a motion to quash the indictment, and a motion to quash the indictment. Quentin Simon was reported missing on October 5th, 2022, and was not until November 18th, 2022, that his remains were found at a Chatham County landfill. So they basically just have a timeline of the case, which actually I think someone sent that to me last night. A timeline of what the trial's going to look like. Shay sent it to me, bless her heart. So motions, hearings, and status conference. The parties shall be prepared to present evidence and arguments to pending motions during the motions hearing. If there are no pending motions, the parties shall appear before the court for a status conference and be prepared to inform the court as to any issues to be resolved. The court will hold a motions hearing and status conference on the following dates: March 26th, May 7th. But then, okay, so so maybe this timeline that she sent me last night's changed because they just said here that it was going to be April 16th. Maybe. I don't know if that's in addition to or not. But it does have jury selection. So I'm going to leave off the other dates because I don't know if they've changed those around. Potentially, jury selection is set for January 6th, 2025, and the trial set for February 3rd, 2025, potentially. We'll see. I know. A lot of people did. Hey, perfectly. No one has said one word about Baby Q except for Alex. Ugh. All I saw was her screaming and yelling about nonsense. That's what I heard on Jones and Granny's streams. Hey, MK, how's it going? There are so many cases, though. I could see how it could be hard to pick which ones and how long. And I agree with that. Marshall Dove, that obviously, we can't cover every case and cover every detail about them, but if you are so invested in a case that you are willing to stand out there in front of it and for weeks and weeks on end, if you are willing to accuse the sheriff of this and that, if you declare that you will cover every last bit of it until she, is behind bars for life, you would think you would mention it today. Okay, so they did change quite a bit of that around. Is that what you're saying then? Hours of coverage, screaming, clowns, but not one follow-up. It's very sad. Mhm. All you really need to do is go look at who was posting about Sebastian a month ago when it happened, and you'll know who gives a shit. Yep. I shared out, Trev Time, if people wanna drop his link, he has been covering this since jump. I shared out a couple of his lives back when the case first started because he is still doing such a great thorough job, so it's just I don't know. Just I have no words sometimes. No words. Of course not. It's an election year. She don't have time for missing children. Oh my gosh. Interviewing the main guy with emo, they have searched a lot of miles for Sebastian. Yes. Yes. I think I have that one. I think that's one of the ones sent to me that we're gonna play. Hey, Prisma's Picks. They can't make money on Quentin right now. That is why they are not covering anything on him. That is sad, little dove. And like I said, I'm not, like, saying, "Hey, you should be covering every case. That's your job is to cover every case." That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you were dedicated to this case. You went out and disrupted this case. You went out and you got arrested at this case. They pressed and reinstated their county laws because of your actions in this case. You would think you would see it through. Burst into these towns, stir up as much drama for views as they can, and then run out and leave the towns and victims to clean up the mess. Misty Day, you nailed it right there. And over in Grandy's, there was a local. There was a local in her chat. How do you think some of these locals feel knowing like their lives, which is not as important as the missing person as Sebastian? I'm not saying that at all. But now knowing that they have this to deal with, I know that there were individuals that, which I kind of disagree with Granny on this point, but don't worry, I still love you, no shade. Turd pop for you though. That she has a different opinion of JLR than I do, but these locals there telling them to quit filming or to leave or to not be in this area, and they get outraged by it. That's what I'm struggling with, is the outrage at the request of people. And I want to make the comparison to current actions and to what Dolly was just calling out about Turtle Boy no less than 2 months ago. Does anybody remember that? Maybe not even that long ago. Melanie Soto case presently. I've been following the Sebastian case as much as time allows. Yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot for his case, for Sebastian's. He acted the same way during the Sarah Dreyer case. Yep, and he doxed those people. He doxed the neighbors. He put out all their information, which I guess it's not technically doxing. It's all public information, but he put out all their information and everything just because he thought that they had something to do with Sarah Dryer's case, and then come to find out Sarah Dryer committed suicide. It just breaks my heart. All of it. Such a mess. All right, let me pull a couple things up here. We will get into them. Oh, let's see. I sent myself a bunch of links. So we have the Cajun Navy is a scam. Let's go over that real quick. What do you say? What do you say? Um, let's play a little bit of JLR's video here first. No, open.
I'm a 34.
Hit the wrong- I need it quieter. Like on these Mac, you can really hear me. I bet you can hear me hitting like the pad or whatever it's called. I don't know. All right. Here's a little bit of him calling of JLR calling the Cajun Navy a scam.
JLR investigates. Come on in, everyone. JLR investigates. The search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers continues. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. We have to talk. Got to use a platform to bring public awareness to a situation, folks. I urge every single person out there that has been following JLR Investigates to stay away from the United Cajun Navy. They are a complete scam. And I don't come on very often ever talking about drama, but oh boy, we have uncovered a lot about this so-called search group that is in Hendersonville, Tennessee right now, hijacking everything and creating a lot of problems, folks. Come on in. Yes, stay away from the United Cajun Navy. They are a scam. They're a scam.
So the claim here is that he doesn't do a lot of drama on his channel. And I'll give him that. Sorry, I dropped like everything. He doesn't do it on his channel. He takes it to Twitter. That's where he talks the dramas, on his Twitter and on his Facebook.
They're scam. They're faking. They're lying to the public about their searches. I have receipts, folks. I have receipts. And I'm a little bit ticked off because a lot of you guys know that I've been putting in all my heart and passion on our end, right? Magnolia has been assisting me. Other people around me have been doing great, phenomenal work. The United Cajun Navy had the police called on me yesterday up at their so-called search meeting site. I was just minding my business in my car. And this guy who identifies himself as Skip Butler runs up on my car and tells me I have to leave immediately or he's calling the police. And I said, what do you mean I got to leave immediately? I'm not doing anything wrong. What's going on? This guy right here. Beware.
So, sorry, I had to get headphones for the computer so that I didn't have to do the mute, unmute game, etc. So hopefully I'm all set now. Then, who thinks that this guy just like came, he just ran up on me and like, it's so dramatic, this description here. He just ran up on me and had to get out of here. Just told me to leave, trashing me. Like, come on. Does anybody believe that it went down that way? If you do, you're absolutely entitled to that opinion. I'm curious if people do think that it went down that way. Let me see where how our poll was doing here. Or did it not even post? All I see is the stream error link. Okay, I'll play a little more and I'll look into that.
Of this guy because he's using multiple names, folks. He told me Skip Butler. United Cajun Navy when they were down there in Nashville. He's calling himself Skip Parker. Who is this guy? He does not want to be filmed. He's the one that is running. He's the man. The United Cajun Navy. Their founder, I guess. So we did some research, folks. There's multiple branches of the Cajun Navy, right? But the United Cajun Navy is an offshoot of original Cajun Navy. And those other Cajun Navies do not like United Cajun Navy at all. They do not. They say they.
So would it be an offshoot? I don't know. It's not like an offshoot. It's not a... there's separate entities. Then they've used the different names. Or they've used the same name, but it's not like he's making it sound like they are, like he called it an offshoot. I don't believe it is that way at all. It was hilarious. Do you know the difference between the three agencies? Which is this one and why do some think they're bad? I do have quite a bit. Actually, Tracy sent me a bunch of links on that. So I'm going to bring those up in a little bit after we listen to a little bit of this. And we'll go through that. United is the main, the one that, they're FEMA certified. They've helped with FEMA searches. They've done some search and rescue stuff. All these other things. So that is the main one. I'm going to pull all of that up after we listen to him for a little bit.
Manipulate things. They lie. They're in it for the money. They're in it for themselves. Well, this guy
Does anyone else think that some of these YouTubers are exactly what he just described? They're in it for Allie, I got your message. Don't worry, one tiny bit, love. I will be dropping your link and sending people your way too to hear that as well. Sometimes we all just gotta, get on live when we can get on live. So no worries, babe. Does anyone think some of these YouTubers are in it for themselves, right? And he's out here calling a search and rescue team. Now I know that there's a heavy debate, there's a heavy discussion happening right now that they're asking for donations. They run on donations. There's so many volunteers. They have to get all of these volunteers. But so, okay, well, that's free labor, but there's so many other things that go into it as well. There's you know, maybe they feed them. There's equipment that they use. There's the gas and lodging for those that come to I keep hitting this stupid microphone that come to man the search and rescue. There's so much that goes into it. They need money, of course. No, do you tell me one thing in this world that is free? Tell me one thing that is truly free. One thing. Nothing is free. Everything takes money. And so they run off of, and they are a 501c3, exactly. Unlike some that are out there with their cameras claiming whatever. Yes, EquiSearch is another one that they are made and they run off of volunteers, but it still takes money to run the operation. It still takes a lot of money to handle the behind the scenes stuff that they do to get these searches going. No free lunches. That's right, Evil Queen. Nothing's free.
Guy up here approaches me and he says I got to get out of here. He's going to call the cops. I actually left, but I called him a scam artist to his face and he called the cops. I left and then I had an interaction with Hendersonville police, professional, totally cool. They were cool, totally.
So you called him a scam artist. I'm kind of wondering, does anybody know? I didn't watch the here, let me make this bigger, like his live stream of this happening. Did all this take place on a live? Hugs are free, Prismos. They are. Did we see any of this? I know that like Dolly walked by him when Dolly was out there and saw him talking to the police. Yeah. Well, that's my question too, is where was he that they wanted him to leave from? I do remember hearing on Jones's when she was reviewing Dolly and she was sharing out, he kind of, and Granny did a really good job covering it too, when they were talking about how the Cajun Navy wanted to demanded he leave from a certain area, but then you hear Dolly later say, well, it was something about news interviews were taking place and that's why they wanted him to leave that area. So it's not like they were turning him away from searching. They were turning people away from a certain area. Plus, we also have that on Facebook yesterday. They asked everybody to give them 24 hours. This took place yesterday. They asked everybody, give us 24 hours to get stuff in order, to get our ducks in a row, etc. And then we're going to take volunteers. And man, these people were just like jumping on it. Sorry, I got a message over here I was looking at. Let me see if I can find them. United Cajun Navy. Why is that not working? There we go. All right, let's pull up their Facebook here. We'll go over that in a minute. I want to go back to yesterday's post from them. And they have a lot of updates. Here we go. I think it was this one. Maybe not. Hang on. Let me double check. This one here says, so this one was yesterday. Urgent per United Cajun members currently participating in the active search for Sebastian Rogers in Hendersonville, Tennessee. We are in need of anyone with the ability to help produce thousands of flyers for Sebastian, or as many as possible and as soon as possible. We are also in need of fuel for boats. Somebody made fun of their boats today. 93 octane non-ethanol. Please refrain from donating any older fuel. Also in need of larger tents, more event style that wouldn't get blown over because bad weather is coming. Volunteers coming to search are advised to wear snake and snake boots due to rattlesnake season currently in full swing. Also to wear rain gear and any other weather appropriate clothing. If you would like to bring food and refreshments for search crews and volunteers, that would be highly appreciated and always is. You can message me directly. Let's see. This one is about the media and the volunteers. The owner of the property asked the tenants, where's the one I'm looking for that said, they needed, maybe it was on Seth's page. Okay, the United Cajun Navy is organizing a search for Sebastian Rogers today. We have a meeting spot that has been announced for people volunteering and the media. Only volunteers and media may be at this location. If you are not a part of our organized search, you will not be allowed to remain. We're getting reports of people showing up, disrespecting the private tenants around the location, and attempting to use our search location for streaming and personal social media purposes. If you come to disrupt and not to be a part of the organized search, please stay away from the area. Authorities will be called when necessary to keep the area organized and the scene as uncontaminated as possible. And then he says on there, trust the dang process. But I know there was another one. I'm not finding it right now, but there was, and it's down further. Okay, let me go back down farther. I must have missed it. Maybe it was before they went out there. Here we go. Is it this one? The search for Sebastian update. The United Cajun Navy needs volunteers. Volunteers will help law enforcement find Sebastian. UCN has brought in search dogs since Saturday, and we will bring in more. Recently, online social media groups were walking around through areas with no set plan other than live streaming searching, with no set organized plan of action. Y'all, it's not about the fact that you want to go and help search. And that's what so many are out there screaming, right? They're like, oh, we want to help search. Why are they turning away volunteers? Why are they doing this or that? Because you're not fucking helping search. You're out there streaming it for your content. That is different. That is a completely different scenario than if you were out there even filming, like wearing a body cam and filming it and, loading that later for content, but you're not out there actually searching for Sebastian, pacing up and down in front of his home a month later, or streaming barns that are blocks away when we looked at the TBI newsroom stuff. We know that they have heavily searched a 5-mile radius of his home. Do you think that you looking at it from, what do you think you are, the sheriff in Canton, Massachusetts, that you can just spot it from the road? Like somebody else wouldn't have already? This is wild. Hey Mal, how's it going? Nancy Grace, I heard that quote, Cammie. They're saying, "Don't edit your stuff. I want to see it all." This is wild. This is wild. Okay, so where was I? Although beneficial, some of these searches were crossing onto federal restricted property and individuals' private property without permission, causing issues. Y'all, we have to abide by the rules. Everybody wants Sebastian found. I think that is the main goal for everybody, besides those who are truly just doing it for self-serving motives. But I do believe that you still want Sebastian found. But we have to play by the rules. This whole the cops aren't going to tell me what to do mindset. Okay. Weren't you both of you, the ones that were just calling out Turtle Boy for this shit? Now you're over here screaming it? I can't. But some county officials have raised concerns over the volunteer searches in regard to safety, resident complaints over trespassing, searchers possibly compromising evidence that may surface, and maintaining the integrity of the case in regards to so much being broadcast live on social media, i.e., questioning potential witnesses, finding an impartial jury, etc. As a reminder to these people searching live, let's get together. Let's get together. Let's not live stream search efforts constantly. It's about finding Sebastian, not likes and shares. We are asking these groups to stand down for 24 hours. So I am sure that the UNC were very frustrated with JLR and Dolly rolling up on them yesterday when they absolutely asked, give us 24 hours, stand down. We're asking for 1 day to allow us to get an organized grid plan of action and proper permissions to search, including coordinating with the federal government to search federal properties. We're also asking anyone who has previously searched for Sebastian to send the United Cajun Navy a message with results and/or advice and concerns. The United Cajun Navy asked that anyone who was involved or wants to be involved in the search for Sebastian to send us a message, and let's organize and bring Sebastian home to his family. Some of the search areas on federal property is in an area that was heavily destroyed from recent tornadoes and wind damage. These areas need to be thoroughly combed in an organized manner with proper permissions, leaving no stone unturned. We need the social media world to do their thing and help us organize volunteers to come help. So basically, we want you to do your thing, but we need to do our thing too. So we got to get together and not butt heads. Give us 24 hours. A small group of search dogs will narrow down today an area in question from Saturday. We want y'all back, but for now, let's regroup, get organized, share resources, and bring Sebastian home to his family. This search will not be easy, but it will be successful in the end. Trust the process. Wild, wild, wild. They're an organized team and won't have the BS. No, so they got a little rough and said, no, get out of here. We're calling law enforcement. We're trying to organize. But did anyone listen? Right to stream isn't more important than the right to stream is definitely not more important than a homeowner's rights. These same people that are screaming like, if I want to stream from here, I will. Okay, there were streamers that were going on federal land and private property. How would those very same streamers I know would be the same ones screaming if someone came on their private property filming? Like, we have to obey the rules. We have to follow the rules. We have to get organized. We have to let them do their jobs. Anna Morris, I'm worried that that's what it's going to come to. It's going to come to new laws being made on some of this stuff. And then, you know, if those can't be streamed, then that leaves room for failure too, because I'm okay with them out there streaming if they're just doing it right. If they're actually searching. Now I know, and I will give Dolly this, he has actually went and searched. Actually, Dolly and JLR they have both went and searched for things. But I don't know that we've heard about Dolly joining an active search team, that one that was local to him. I don't know if he streamed any of that. And we have seen JLR stream it, but he was never with an actual search team when he was doing it. So, like, you gotta play by the rules, y'all. They have every right to arrest them for impeding. Now, that is a common misconception that the Cajun search team is replacing law enforcement, and that's not true. I talk with my hands too much, so I keep hitting this mic. That's not true. They're not replacing law enforcement. Law enforcement is doing their thing. They're continuing their investigation. They are still the lead on it, of course. They are doing their own targeted searches and things like that. But what the Cajun Navy is doing is they have came in to be the lead for biodad, biomom, and stepdad, and cover other areas. Thank you, Wolfie. We saw where the Cajun Navy 2016 posted they were not associated with the UNC because people were thinking they were the same, right? And they're not. Betty says, them saying that violates our First Amendment. Betty needs to reread the Constitution. That's all I'm saying. No shade to her, girl, but reread it. Reread the amendments. Hey, fur baby. Last night showed up in my newsfeed. It was like the YouTube business. Oh my gosh. Independent creators do their own search. Can't independent creators do their own searches? They don't have to follow the questionable. We're going to get into the questionable United Cajun Navy. Yeah, they could go do their own searches on public property. But what these individuals are doing is they have spoken with law enforcement. I guarantee you that law enforcement are not going to coordinate with a independent content creator and talk to them about locations that they might potentially search. And that's what the UCN has done. However, now the content creators, they can go search public areas, but they can't go on any private land. So UCN is also getting the permissions to go on private properties because this is a liability. That's another thing that they need those donations for. They have to carry insurance as well if something happens on a person's private property or on a federal property. They have to be covered so that the homeowner or the government is not held liable for anything. There's so many levels to it, y'all. So I doubt that, there might be some people that if Dolly and JLR and Betty rolled up on them and said and asked, hey, can I search your woods there behind your house? There might be some people that are willing to do that, but some might be like, no, that's a liability. Or it's already been searched dozens of times. Welcome to the streets, Bugsy the Outlaw. Do you think possibly Sebastian was looking for a snake that was given away? Well, he knew exactly where the snakes went to. They weren't outside, so he wouldn't be out there searching for them. They need to search for Sebastian, not clicks and views. See, I know he did, though, in that one that was local to him because he talked a lot about it. Like he was out searching with the dad. They can also search alone without this group. Absolutely. But there's so much that I pray for additional laws surrounding the coverage handling of these cases. In my opinion, the victims deserve far, far better. Bob, it's good to see you in here, love. I agree with you. Spoke with Nancy Grace and Hendersonville police, and the claims about homeless remains hit by K9 were entirely false. Let me look that up. Is that on Twitter? Let me see. I swear SF. I don't always follow SF, sorry. But let's see what he has. All right, so he has here, I just spoken with the Hendersonville Police Department. When was this? This was at 9:03 a.m. And the United Cajun Navy's claims on Nancy Grace regarding the K9 detection of human remains of a homeless person this Saturday is entirely false. They told me no remains have been discovered or recovered at the Rockland Recreational Center, not over the weekend, not yesterday, and not today. Despite the UCN vice president claiming twice on the Nancy Grace show that remains were found, he lied. This misleading information tarnishes the reputation of all SAR teams, and I find it absolutely disgraceful and infuriating. There's something deeply troubling behind these actions. The SAR slogan is "So others may live." We come to help, we come to save, we do not come to deceive and trick and pander. Maybe they didn't. I'm going with what Ikamel said here. I wonder if it's plausible that a homeless person died recently and that's what triggered the dog. She didn't say a body was found, but said homeless people were living there and one had died. So I think that it is in the wording there. Maybe it was in the recent weeks or months, and that's what they had hit on. I'm kind of going, I wish was clearer, and they took on 2 searches, and I'm seeing some stuff online that has me scratching my head. I think I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt about the hits, being there was tornadoes, I think in November or December, a few people died. I also see that, yeah. So I think I'm kind of going with Ick and Mel here. if it was the wording of that a homeless person had recently died there, not that they had actually found bones or anything. He looked up this man and his child support. Does JLR see? I know he doesn't. And the man's child support has nothing to do with the search and rescue team. Makes no sense to go off on their own. They can, but why? The organizations know what has been searched and what still needs searched. Exactly, Carrie. Good to see you, by the way. UNC is not part of the real Cajun Navy. They have made a statement. Can you please see my line? Yes, thank you, Wolfie. Let me check here. What other stuff, babe? Oh, you sent it to just me. Oh, your last message in here or on my phone? Because I will get to that one. Absolutely will get to that one. They were kicked off federal private land and they're mad and throwing a temper tantrum. I can drive all over the place too. Doesn't mean I've done a damn thing. Absolutely. This group took up money for searching for today, then canceled for rain and left to go to the fallen bridge. I cannot find anything nefarious on UNC, a lawsuit, and lots of good things. That's what I have that I'm going to pull up. But due to Dolly and JLR, they are being bashed to death on social media. People don't realize what this does to a volunteer organization. Okay, let me cancel out this. If you want to hop up, although I think you said you were. So our poll was, we got a little onto something else. So Karen Reed going to trial? Yeah, 84% said absolutely. So that is up there. Let me pull up some of these links about here. I actually want to listen to just a bit more here of JLR before we go on to the links about the United Cajun Navy. Did I say it right? Yeah.
Cool. You see, he did nothing wrong, whatever like that. Shook all their hands. Actually watched the channel. Now, some people in the chat are saying another live streamer has had the same situation where they did the same thing. These people are evil, folks. The founder, Todd Terrell, his name is Christopher Todd Terrell. He has numerous cases of outstanding child support from Louisiana. And the irony of this whole situation is, look on the case logs in Baton Rouge. The guy owes buku amounts of child support, and they're out here using a child, folks, and pretending they're having searches. Their vice president went on Nancy Grace yesterday and had the audacity to say that spot. Remember that spot where that dog?
Pretending they're having searches. Does anyone think that they're pretending to have searches? Hang on, I'm going to pull up all the articles I have, which is showing a lot of this, but does anybody think that they're pretending to have searches? And I see that super chat. I'll highlight it in a second and we will go to that. Absolutely.
Hit at Rockland Creek or Rockland Recreation Center. Remember that dog spot? Their vice president had the audacity and went on to Nancy Grace and say that it was a dead homeless man there. It ended up being a dead homeless. There was no dead homeless man there. Authorities didn't find a body there. It's a complete lie. This guy rolls up to a bowling alley and tells everyone they got to sign in and check in and make sure you donate. Now, I just want to stress, folks, I'm a little bit ticked off because they're pulling off a scam, and I actually reported them to the local authority. These are gypsies. These are opportunities. These are the type of people. I'm going to tell you who these people are. And you can do your own research and Google.
So, a lot of the things that he's screaming here, I'm sorry, I know some are going to disagree with me here, are a lot of things that people say about him. There are a lot of the same things that people say about him. Does it make it true? We're going to pull up a lot of stuff here on him.
Google, because the United Cajun Navy is involved with scandals, folks. There's articles out there. Their so-called leader has been involved with racks of restraining orders and legal problems because other organizations say they skip out on paying money, they solicit funds, they pocket it for themselves, they don't use it for what they're using it for. Look it up. Look it up. Do not associate with these people whatsoever. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. Now, I had a long conversation with Seth Rogers last night. I 100% support that man, support the inner circle of him. They are great people. They are passionate. They are trying to find it. And they're actually, they want help. And I get it. But I told him my feelings. I told them, and they
How far is too far, y'all? How far is too far in these cases? He has picked a side. He has determined that everything already in the case. He's already made all of his thoughts on it. And he's been very, yeah, we're going to pull up the statements on Nancy Grace. He's been very vocal about how he feels about all of these parents. But he is actively involved with Seth Rogers. And now he is putting this in his ear. We just went through, we didn't go deep into those messages between Brat and Steve Gonsalves. But we talked a lot about it here on this channel. You can go over to MJ's if you want to see the full messages. But how far is too far? Now he's in the ear of Sebastian's father saying that this organization who is out there searching for his son is a bad organization. They're scammers, and he's whispering all these things in their ear. How far is too far? Nancy Grace 101:34 to see what was said. I will pull that up. Thank you. We're going to listen a little bit farther before we change over to the other stuff.
Understand. And I don't want to make this about me. This is supposed to be about Sebastian. These people are not working with law enforcement. There was no, matter of fact, my honest take, now that I'm looking at it into another person, I think their dogs just false hit. I don't think their dogs found anything. And then they actually sit in the cut and make all the volunteers go, and they have this organized thing, and then they start distributing all over their platforms. United Cajun Aid is here to help. Where, you know, they're actually kind of taking credit online of finding Riley. They didn't find Riley. You know who found Riley? It wasn't them.
Where
so
did
this guy here, and I mean,
where did they take credit online for finding Riley? Anyone? Ooh, I do want to go there, Wolfie. Thank you. Yep, I will pull that up in a little bit. Thank you. After we're done with JLR, we're going to pull up what that was.
made a clip because there's two. Listen to this. This is wild. I'm going to show you something here. I called him out right to his face when he came. Listen, why don't they want to be live streamed? Why don't they want to be recorded doing their organization? You know why? Because they're not regulated to do this. They're not the professionals to do this, folks. They're just a ragtag group that came from another state that comes up in here loosely organized with a representative of them, and then solicit money and donations from people, and then try to go out there and say, we're searching. They say
a ragtag group that just show up, ask for money, and go out there, do nothing, and say they're searching. Y'all, who's that sound like? Who does that sound like? And I did see someone say on here that he rocks, and you're absolutely entitled to feel that way. So please don't attack each other if you feel differently. Yep, I'm going to pull up the Nancy Grace stuff. It will hurt the efforts, Anna. It absolutely will. Even if he feels this way about him, the verbiage that he's using could potentially hurt not only the organization. It could bring a lawsuit towards himself, but it could also harm the search for Sebastian. It could turns people off. This turns volunteers off. It turns other search and rescue crews off from wanting to come and participate, because this is what you might encounter if you show up there. They would simply say, no live streaming while here, folks. Need to concentrate on searches, but we'll update with footage and development. That's right, Moon Patch. I mean, if people want to look stuff up on JLR, just saying. I mean, I got a video I could link you for him. I'll drop it in the chat. So not true. This is wrong on so many levels. I bet Riley's parents would have issues with this, as would many that have suffered through hurricanes and tornadoes. Yeah. The police in Riley's case thanked them for organizing and helping. They sure did. Thanked them for organizing and helping. I don't believe they gave them credit. Now, I do have that other person's interview, or that dive team's interview, where he felt like they were taking credit for what he was doing. All I got to say is that who knows what happened on the editing floor? On the editing floor? The goalpost Roomba is on the move. Oh my gosh, you guys missed Grandma Sherry's stream last night. we talked a lot about how the goalpost is constantly moving around here. And I said that in my mind, I see it as like there's a freaking goalpost on a Roomba just bouncing around the football field because it's constantly moving. It's constantly moving. I took it as not finding a body, but a hit where one might have been. That's how I took it, Slim Jim. That's how Iggy took it on Twitter. I think that's how a lot of people took it. He is not any more credible that the lying a-hole and fraud he has always been. 200K doesn't make you more credible. No, and it also doesn't make you world famous, Betty. It doesn't make you world like she said in one of the clips that I heard on Jones, and she was talking about how like the big time YouTubers are down there now. Like what? Y'all, we are specks on this platform. I'm the tiniest of specks at my size, but even JLR at 200K is a speck on this platform. He's a freaking nobody on this platform. If I go down to my local store, walk in, and ask the first person I see, "Do you know Jonathan Lee Riches?" They're gonna be like, "Who? Do you know Dolly Vision? Who?" They might feel big in their online bubble, but they are specks in the real world and on YouTube. So this notion that people just, "Oh, they know exactly who this man is, and, they were watching my channel," I'm not buying it. When he gives credit, said, "No, we were there, but did not find him." Yep. They never took credit for it. So who's running with the misinformation? It is slander. They were asked to come in, you were not. It does, it sounds like it. Sounds like he's speaking on himself. If the dad asked them to come in to help search, that should be respected. Yeah, I don't know who it is. There's a confusion on if it was dad, if it was mom and stepdad. It doesn't matter. Parents asked him to come in and help search for their baby. You should shut up. You should shut up, sir. Maybe they don't want to be recorded because they are actually doing it to find a missing child and not for YouTube views. If the dad asked them to come in and help, sir, that yeah. Oh. Oh, I thought Boza said that's not true, and I was like, wait, what did she say that? But she said that is true. Thank you. Oh, wow, wow, wow. By the way, y'all, um, I know we're kinda on this, but I was gonna mention something and I forgot, but please, please throw some prayer hands, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, I did not know Jonice, so I'm not gonna, like, be able to give anything beautiful or anything I didn't know, but I could easily tell that you had a deep friendship with her based on what others say around the YouTube streets. She was a beautiful, beautiful, selfless soul who tried to get everybody to come together, play nice, was just a very kind, beautiful woman from my understanding. And by beauty, I don't mean outwardly, although maybe she was that as well, but inwardly, a kind, beautiful soul. And so please just our condolences to you for your loss of a friend and to her family. And I'm so sorry. Mm-mm-mm. Dolly is independent. I don't think that's Dolly Vision. Dolly Vision investigates. It's a scam account. Um, yeah, positive vibes to you and her family. Absolutely. Absolutely. They were asked you suck, period. I believe they didn't even say they could not record. They just asked that people not live stream. That's right, Kit Kat. That's exactly what they said. He was live streaming right in front of St. Jude's Children's Hospital, screaming and that they employ a murderer, the stepdad, because security, they did tell him to leave. That's right. JLR was. Did I say her name right? I hope I did. Jonice, right? She was a beautiful, lovely soul. Good. Amazing person. So sorry for your loss, Laura. And send our let her family know there's a lot of people saying, send in positive thoughts and prayers their way. We need 100 more of Jonice here. I wish I would have known her. It is. That's what we leave behind, right? We have our legacy. and how we made people feel. And you could just tell from the comments all around the YouTube streets that people thought and felt very highly of her. So that says a lot. That says a lot. All right. So let me pull up some of these things here. Do we want to go to Nancy Grace first, or the research I have on the Army or Navy, the Cajun Navy? Put a 1 for Nancy Grace, put a 2 for the Navy stuff. Emojis for Joe. Put Nancy to bed. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, we got a lot of 1s. All right. 8-6, like, I want to see the Navy stuff. All right. Most is doing the 1. All right, let's put Nancy to bed. I like that. Let me pull her up here. So the timestamp that Slim Jim, thank you for that again, by the way, was 101:34. Where'd it go? Here we go. We'll just go here. Again, thank you for that super chat. And Bugsy, if I didn't walk you to the streets, welcome to the streets.
Conducted a search. Somehow or another, they linked up with the bio father, who supposedly got a.
Let's go back a little.
Lady reached back out to us, gave us.
Okay, so he's actually, all right, let's go back a little bit further. I think the question is about how did they connect with the United Cajun Navy.
I understand you have another question.
There we go.
Oh, I mean, I guess I didn't quite get the clarity I wanted, in the sense that, did the Proudfoots know that this search was going on with the Cajun Navy? Were they being called? Were you guys being alerted about this? Did you hear from a YouTuber that they found something, that the cadaver dog, or I'm sorry, the search dog started jumping? Or, were you just kind of blind to all of this? Just, over in your corner doing your search.
So Gavel, she's keeping us on track here with our deep dive later. No, not technically. We're listening to just a small clip. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but we need to put what they said about the Cajun Navy and what was found, whether it was bones or, whatnot. We're going to put that to bed. So that's why we're going over this now. We're not going out of order.
No, ma'am. So here, to set that record straight and help the United Cajun Navy. So somebody's got a picture out there saying that we were enjoying a dinner, when we're actually out there, got flyers at a dinner table because we need to eat. My wife was on the phone with the Cajun Navy.
That's another thing. Did you all see that posting of these people at a restaurant? And people were literally like, the audacity of these people needing to feed themselves. Their son is missing and they need to eat and they're smiling. They did it. Like, that is how people come across. Have you lost your minds? I feel like sometimes I'm in an alternate reality. Like, it's wrong for people to need to eat anymore, to need to feed themselves. What do you want them to do? I bet that the food probably tasted horrible, even if it was the best food in the world. I bet everything tastes different now. I bet every smile or laugh feels and hits different right now. They're still humans. Like, just the wildness of people gets me every time. You can think they're sus, Libra Moon. That's completely fine. But to say someone is, oh my gosh, how dare they smile and eat? Like, come on.
That's how the Cajun Navy was brought in. And we talked to the president of the United Cajun Navy. He put us in touch with their team that was here locally in Nashville. Then that young lady reached back out to us, gave us some more information. We gave her some more details. Then they said they would start a search, but we also had them get in direct contact with the TBI agent, as well as Sumter County's Sheriff's Department. We provided all that information. They reached out to them, got some information. They pushed outside of the areas that had been searched already, conducted a search. somehow or another, they linked up with the bio father, who supposedly got a tip from somewhere. Whether or not it was credible or not, we don't know. But it led them to searching on federal property without permission, which is where we have been informed at some point that there was allegedly a hit on something, but turned out to be nothing. And they were asked to leave the property immediately, or the cops were going to be called because it was trespassing based off of a tip that the
So what did he say just there? Did anybody hear him say? First of all, I don't know. We'll keep going to see if the Cajun Navy actually makes a statement on the Nancy Grace portion, but which actually I think they must, because the timestamp given to me was 34. So yeah, but he didn't say Bones. He doesn't say Bones.
who supposedly got a tip from somewhere. Whether or not it was credible or not, we don't know. But it led them to searching on federal property without permission, which is where we have been informed at some point that there was allegedly a hit on something, but turned out to be nothing. And they were asked to leave the property immediately.
A hit on something that turned out to be nothing, and they were asked to leave immediately. But we're getting to the timestamp that Slim Jim gave us. Thank you, by the way. So I'm hoping it's the Navy that speaks.
Where the cops are going to be called because it was trespassing based off of a tip that the bio father received.
Yeah, to Brian Trasher, VP of Cajun Navy, let's clear it up. Isn't it true? This is on federal property that had been closed off. It was a hurricane site earlier. It was also, yes, thank you. And it was also near railroad tracks, and some homeless people had been living there, and apparently one of them had died. And we believe that is what the dogs were hitting on. Is that correct?
Yeah, all the above is correct. And we did not gain access to the property. It had already been open when we got there. I'm not sure how entry was gained, but yeah, everything above it that you said was correct.
Guys, the search for Sebastian goes on. If you have information, if you know or think you put
the property off of a tip that the bio father received.
Just want to hear it one more time.
Yeah, to Brian Trasher, VP of Cajun Navy, let's clear it up. Isn't it true? This is on federal property that had been closed off. It was a hurricane site earlier. It was also, yes, thank you. And it was also near railroad tracks, and some homeless people had been living there, and apparently one of them had died. And we believe that is what the dogs were hitting on.
So it wasn't just JLR that was filming it. Also Chronicles of Olivia filmed it, because we played her video of it. So both of them were there and they filmed that. We're going to get to Smiley later tonight. So freaking crazy. We will. I know you're excited for us to get to that.
Is that correct?
Yeah, all the above is correct. And we did not gain access to the property. It had already been open when we got there. I'm not sure how entry was gained, but yeah, everything above it that you said was correct.
Guys, the search for Sebastian goes on. If you have information, if you know
a hit on something, but ended up being nothing. I do think that we can put it to bed. Do the bits and pieces of this story remind you of any other story, Deets? It absolutely does. Sleuthly, probably the same one that you're thinking of. It absolutely does. Couldn't it be true that social media, the bio dad, the bio mom, and stepdad all had contact? It could be. That's absolutely. It could be that everyone was in contact with them, that everyone had reached out to them. Absolutely could be true. We also I heard a news interview where the Navy said that, yeah, they had, they referenced Seth in it. And they referenced the others, in a separate one. Like, absolutely could be in contact with all of them. And I think it was more so the fact that the bio dad was there at the search. So they told him about stuff. So who unlocked the gate? So fucking crazy. I do feel different today. Not necessarily about the stepdad, but it was after I'll go into it later when we're in the deep dive, but the divorce papers were dropped, and I do feel different about these individuals. What I don't feel different about is what the TBI newsroom updated us on. That's what I don't feel different about. I'm not liking the jabs the parents are taking at each other now. Shambles, I'm with you. This is like, it has become a divide and conquer amongst these parents, and they're turning on one another. Hey, this is the chance for me to use my new overlay. We got Jones and in the background. What do you guys think of my new overlay? Please hold. The Fed peen protection is in process. Hello?
Hey, say that 5 times fast.
I know. I was like, wait, Fed peen protection in process.
That's so cute. I'm just here to bounce, I'm just
Girl,
here.
you and Granny did such a great job on this, but what are you thinking about this so far? About these allegations from JLR, from SF Investigates, like all of this?
Hold on. What did SF say? I must have missed that. I was still catching up.
So SF put on his Twitter. Let me pull it back up for you.
Oh, no.
That's why we ended up going and listening here to Nancy Grace real quick.
Oh, no. Is he being an ass?
I mean, not really, but I just think that there's a lot of people interpreting things their own certain way. So here's what SF said, which is why we just went over this. So it's a good recap here. SF said, I have just spoken with the Hendersonville Police Department and the United Cajun Navy's claim on Nancy Grace regarding the canine detection of human remains of a homeless person this Saturday is entirely false. They told me no remains have been discovered. Well, he didn't say remains had been discovered or recovered at the Rockland Recreational Center, not over the weekend, not yesterday, and not today, despite the UCN vice president claiming twice on the Nancy Grace show that remains were found. He lied. This misleading information tarnishes the reputation of all SAR teams, and I find it absolutely disgraceful and infuriating. But let me play this again. We just heard.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to replay for me. I can go back and watch it really quick.
I'm glad we are, because it's very important that people get this out, in their heads. So here's what
is that gone? Is that Goncalves?
Gonsalves? No, that's not. He does look a lot like Steve Gonsalves.
Oh my God, that threw me for a second. Okay.
He does look a lot like Steve Gonsalves, but no, it's not him.
Okay.
Hurricane site earlier. It was also, yes, thank you. And it was also near railroad tracks, and some homeless people have been living there, and apparently one of them had died, and we believe that is what the dogs were hitting on. Is that correct?
Yeah, all the above is correct, and we did not gain access to the property. It had already been.
So he just said that is correct. He is just confirming what Nancy said, but Nancy's not even making a claim of remains. Just
that a homeless man had died there.
A homeless person had died there, and that would cause a cadaver dog to hit.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly, Granny. It doesn't equate to a body, just a death there. Something for a homeless person to hit on. So I do think that SF, not to discredit him, I think he probably did call the Hendersonville Police Department and ask them about remains, and they confirmed no remains were found there. But that's not what was being alleged. That's not what was being alleged by Nancy, the United Cajun Navy, or even by the stepdad. So I think that this is a game of telephone happening.
Well, I think, oh man, that's not good. How many? 30,000 views?
Right. And I do like that Iked had put on here, and this is what I read off earlier. He said,
I see.
I wonder if it's plausible that a homeless person died recently, and that's what triggered the dog. She didn't say a body was found, but said homeless people were living there and one had died. So I do believe that SF and everyone else, I think it's a game of telephone happening, where bits and pieces are being left out. We saw that dog lay down, so it probably hit on what was, something, a scent left behind from a recent death.
especially if they know homeless people were living in that area. They're just, no, not a body. Oh my God. Oh man, this is just going to cause more chaos.
It is. Well, that's what we're going over right now is the chaos caused towards the United Cajun Navy. And I know, like I said, you and Granny really did. I'd ask Nancy myself, but girl got me blocked.
Sleuthy.
I wonder why, Sleuthy. I bet you called her out on something.
On something.
Okay, so I got a bunch of links sent to me about the United. Man, their name gets me. So we're just going to call it the UCN. Yeah, so the UCN.
I'm going to go stir my rice real quick. I'll be
You're
back.
fine. So we are going to go over here. They're aggressive. So let's go with this one here. This is where they're being thanked for helping with Riley, not that they had a part in it. Let me see if I can. Sorry, it's taking a second to load. There we go. Okay, so Riley Strain's family, Cajun Navy speak. We'll go over this real quick.
You're good right here in the corner, sir. Andrew, you can come around here if you want. Okay, I've already told everyone why we're here and what's going to happen. I want to start by expressing our police department's very...
Also, if you're my friend on Facebook and you're listening, don't message me right now unless you want it popping up.
Deep sorrow over the finding of Riley today. And we are with his parents. I think they know that, and we'll continue to be with them in the days and weeks ahead in our thoughts and prayers. I want to start this afternoon by introducing Riley's father, Ryan Gilbert.
Thank you all for being here, and those of you that help us keep Riley's face in front of the cameras. You've helped us get some closure here and let us take our boy home. I got a lot of people to thank, and I'm sure I'll forget somebody. You won't be forgotten. I'll remember you. The whole family will remember you. But I want to first thank the NMPD for their efforts. They've had a lot of sleepless nights on this case as well. Can't give them enough thanks. Really appreciate the work they've done. The United Cajun Navy has come in to assist them. They've done a lot of work on the water and land for us. Came in and gave structure to this investigation on our side of it and helped keep things lined out.
So what was that right there? We don't even have to go too far into this. Who are they thanking? Are they thanking the Cajun Navy?
NMPD
for helping, not
nights on this case as well. Can't give them enough thanks. Really appreciate the work they've done. The United Cajun Navy has come in to assist them.
Assist them.
A lot of work on the water. Came in and gave structure to this investigation on our side of it and helped keep things lined out.
Look at it's a praise for him though. Like, oh my God, look at his poor mama back.
I know.
But, they're praising. They came in, they gave us help, they gave us structure, they assisted on it, helped with the organization. This is coming, this is about the Metro Police. They came in and helped the Metro Police and gave them structure and assistance. And what was it JLR just called them? A ragtag group of hillbillies? I don't know if he said hillbillies, but he called them a ragtag group of people. But here, so who are you going to listen to? The Metro Police of Nashville or Jonathan Lee Riches? They're mad because they can't get all these super chats. That's a possibility. But I think they could get them doing other things. And they'll get them just dragging this search and rescue team's reputation through the ground. So who is Ellie saying is supposed to be searching for Sebastian? So law enforcement is still, the UCN is assisting the bio dad or the family. We're just going to say the family. They're assisting the family with the search and rescue efforts. Law enforcement is still the lead on the investigation. They are still doing their targeted searches, etc. They are just
scaled back a little.
Well, yeah, they scaled back quite a bit. And so the family wanted to keep searching. And so they have enlisted the help from the UCN because they were right there in Nashville already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from what the articles I read, Seth requested, asked them if they would come help. I don't know how true that is.
I've heard both, that it was all of them. So I'm just going to say it was the family. I don't know who.
Yeah. Either way, it's family.
They're there.
Yeah.
I don't know where people are getting that UCN took credit for finding Riley, because I can't find them. I can't find them anywhere taking credit for finding Riley. Well, I know where they're getting it. They're getting it from that one YouTuber who put out that video. Did you play it? I know Granny did. That dive team.
Oh, I didn't play it. I'm going to go over that tomorrow. I'm going to break it down.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through it detailed. Hey,
Legendary.
But no, they didn't take credit.
I didn't know.
No.
They assisted. The Metro Police is saying they helped coordinate the Metro Police. They helped do all these things, but no one is taking credit for finding him besides, who actually found him. So here is, I'm going to share this. This is a local reporter, Nick Barris, and he's going to talk about the search efforts from the United Cajun Navy. Oh, hang on, it's muted.
Sumner County Emergency Management Agency. This is Ken Widener. He's the director. It's the first time we've been allowed in here to take a look and to show you, Ken, and maybe you can explain just how much searching has been done.
Is that really loud to you? It's really loud to me.
I mean, yeah, it's loud.
That is loud. I was like, damn, okay.
Why is he looking at dude's vest? Like, bro, you jelly? Look at him. He's hardcore something.
He's definitely like, that's a nice vest you have there. Look at that microfiber pile. That's micro fleece. I mean, it's looking great. Snazzy.
Shut up.
Okay. Here we go.
For Sebastian Rogers. This is what?
So this is a master map. This is a compilation of every day. So we've got day one through the end, and we can put layers on here, but this is everything that has been searched to this point that we have tracked.
Hundreds of individuals involved with the search, checking everywhere. You see the different things on here where you've checked big ponds, a beanie found.
Wow.
Knocking door to door, covering
Let
the
me
whole
go back.
area
Look at that.
over a period of time. And were you able to find it covering the whole area? A beanie found.
Look, I'm trying to pause it in a.
So they're even able, they put where they were and
Look at
what
that.
they did in that spot. That is crazy. See, look right there.
Yeah.
Picture taken, beanie
Picture
found,
taken, beanie found,
goodness.
culvert checked, shed cleared. That doesn't mean those are anything to do with Sebastian. It's just claiming that this is where something was found. A beanie was found here. We don't know if it was Sebastian's beanie. Pond, no signs around edges, medium-sized pond, barn cleared.
Knock door to door. There's your barns, Dolly. There's
Yeah.
your barns you were driving by.
Large area of something bushes, tree lot, fresh. Oh, see, they found some fresh bones here. Doesn't mean they were human or anything.
Just
Abandoned
fresh bones.
barn, bridge with water and big drain. I mean, there's just knock door to door here, knock door to door. Yeah, camera.
This is so cool looking, though.
It is.
I love that they're able to do that. Oh, wow.
I wonder what is SA like a
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder if that's a medium-sized pond. Sorry, I'm just looking at this now. Livestock shed. Look at how thorough they are with their. Okay, let's play it again.
The beanie found, knocking door to door.
Look at how far out it goes.
Ooh. I wonder where his area is, because I've seen somewhere it said cameras.
Yeah, I said something about a camera. Maybe they'll show us.
Covering the whole area over a period of time. And were you able to find any sign of Sebastian?
No, we've had close to 1,500 searchers. We've got 1,350 documented, and then we've got additional people. I'm sure we don't have documented on the career side. on the train public safety side, and thousands of miles of search ops. The first 2 days, we logged 2,000 search miles. We haven't had time to extrapolate all of this to get a total, so it's probably going to be 10, 12,000 miles searched.
Bottom line, though, even as we sit here now, the search continues.
The search continues.
And you have hope that perhaps
Oh, yeah.
Sebastian could still be found alive.
Yeah, we're not stopping. We're working on leads. We're working on information from TBI and the sheriff's office, and we got teams on standby ready to go right now. And no, we are not stopping.
Yeah. Well, Ken, thank you. Ken Widener, director of EMA here. And clearly the search does continue. The hope continues, but we wanted to give you a look at exactly all that's been done to this point, and it is quite a bit. All right, it's Nick Barris report.
So they're not done. They're not stopping just because the UCN's out there doing their thing and coordinating additional search and rescue efforts. Law enforcement's not done. They're not stopping. They've just scaled the widespread searches back and doing more targeted searches. Let me pull up a couple more things here. So we wondered, where did the rumors start about a dog hitting, right? Let me pull this up a little. Look at this. This is where it started. Right here with Mr. JLR himself. Search dog just got a hit on the Rockland Recreational Area in Henderson search area, according to a live feed on YouTube at JLR Investigates. Police were called just now, so someone shares that. But here in his live stream is where he goes over. Oh, let's see if it's right here at the beginning. Or if he says it, it'll be after the dog hit where he says. So there's the dog hit. It's probably near the end where he's given his recap. Let's see.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. We'll see if authorities arrive. They might be kicking us out, even out of the park at this point.
Okay, he gets into an argument. I remember this.
Everyone to leave.
Yeah, it's when they told them and they wanted everybody out of there
right now.
Yeah.
You're right. Gotcha.
Yeah, he was, Tracy.
He's over there saying all this crap and yelling and gotta get us out.
Okay. I think this is where these rumors start, is right here, this
So
conversation.
she's like, everybody out the property. We're about to go to jail. I'm not going to jail. And she's still.
Just didn't want people on there or something.
It's private property, but you know what? She says about that.
It's private property. So why did they get kicked out? Everybody's wondering why they got kicked out. She says it right there. It was private property. Well, you can't go on to private property, y'all.
And I don't tell her to come on out of that parking lot that was there.
She's probably trolling Tracy.
The rudder.
Let me hop in with you.
Yeah. Come on.
Thank you.
Because they are really that winch.
All right, so this was about they just didn't want.
Oh, he
on
just
there.
hopped in.
About that at all. I mean, really, it's that big of a deal. But
So they were just told not to go on there.
But they were unlocking the door. So why would somebody called basically, and she's over there saying all this crap and yelling and got to get us out of here. So she's like, everybody off the property because we're about to go to jail. I'm not going to jail. I mean,
well, you might.
So what about? Tell me the situation about what was.
Okay, so they're about to tell us what happened there, but you might go to jail. She's like, I'm not going to jail. Bitch, you might. If cops come and say you're under arrest, guess what? You're going to jail. This is wild.
Found. What was that?
The dog, it did hit on something. I mean, is it could be something that was blown over that.
Are they bringing LE?
Apparently they were, because hell, somebody called. So they're going to have us put out. Yeah. And we had to get out now. I mean, I was like, okay, we got to go.
Gotcha.
But no, there was something. There's a fresh mound of something. I don't know what it could be, with the dog get hit.
No, it's not magnolia.
Fresh mound of something.
And there was something that had some.
But what brought them to that location?
A tip.
A tip.
Yes.
A tip from.
That was called in. I just knew a tip was called in on that one. And then there's this little meeting here.
Yeah.
And we have a few more places that we're going to cover.
Okay, so there's multiple searches.
So again, this goes back to a game of telephone, because I remember earlier in this stream where he talks about where someone mentioned bones were found. That doesn't mean that they were in reference to the hit that later came after that. But where does the rumor start? Where does it start? It started right here. And I'm not even saying it's entirely his fault for that. It's just a game of freaking telephone around these
It
parts.
really is. So there it is. There. I mean, you should get the timestamp and comment that under SF's
yeah
post so he can go look.
Yep, that's where it started. And yes, exactly, Tracy. That's why they're so mad that the Cajun Navy doesn't want them filming, doesn't want them streaming, doesn't want them doing this. That's why they're so mad right there. It's outrageous. Isn't that the same, Georgia?
Yes, it is Audacity. I was about to type, but
well, she doesn't always, so that's why I was.
Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't.
Yeah,
he's not arrested. He's not. She's trolling.
Yeah, he's in Mississippi, so he wouldn't be at the bowling alley, like you just said. He's out there tracking down other people right now, currently.
I know, that's so like, oh my God. Like, leave these folks alone.
Oh my God.
I can't believe he just jumped in that random woman. I know it's somebody he knows from the search team because he was out there with them all day. But it's still just a random woman. You just jumped in her car.
He did. He did. Morgan just sent me the cutest picture. I can't. Should do this to me on my days off. Send me cute pictures of this baby. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see, what do we have next? We've got some more about the Cajun Navy. We've got this here. So, are they scammers? Are the Cajun Navy scammers? Let's dig into that, because that's the big claim, right? They're scammers. Their name is out there being smeared everywhere. Let's see. So, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a 19th Judicial District Court judge has denied Todd Terrell, the founder of the United Cajun Navy, a personal protection order against a lead volunteer in the Sea Corps power search efforts. So something had happened to where Todd Terrell, the founder of the UCN, was trying to take out a personal protection order against his lead volunteer. And I do think I have the court docs. I'll bring those up in a second. When the UCN ended its search in the search for the missing Sea Corps power crew members, it noted accusations from volunteers, and Todd Terrell filed a personal protection order towards the most vocal volunteers. Christopher Durowden? I don't know. Others may have been unsuccessful, but I don't plan to be. How do you say his name? DeRowan said, as he confidently entered the East Baton Rouge Parish Courthouse. DeRowan's attorney, Gabe Duhan, said this was the 9th or 10th personal protection order the founder of the UCN has filed against individuals, but nothing to do with Sea Corps Power. DeRowan joined the search for the missing Sea Corps Power crew members early on and provided constant Facebook Live updates for the search. He eventually became the vice president of Gulf Coast Humanitarian Efforts, the nonprofit which continued the search. Todd Terrell accused DeRowan of cyber stalking and harassment for comments made in those Facebook Lives. He called them threats, false claims, and attempts to extort money. So DeRowan said that the UCN called them threats, false claims, and attempts to extort. Man, JLR better be careful with what he's out here saying about them. And it seems like these guys are more than willing to go to court on these things, but the judge struck down the personal protective order for 2 reasons: free speech and the Sea Corps power capsizing being a public issue. So Judge William Morvant said personal protection order seemed like a disguised defamation case. He also noted most protection orders are urgent, being resolved in a week, but Terrell's lawyer pushed it out twice. After the ruling, Duhan told News 10 the original petition was filed as a petition for protection for harassment or cyberstalking. Now that statute falls under the domestic abuse statutes, and obviously that does not fit the facts of this case. So it was an obvious attempt to gag Mr. DeRowan to stop him from getting online and telling the public what was going on. We attempted to speak to Terrell and his lawyers as they were leaving the courthouse, but they gave no comment and drove off. DeRowan had this to say: truth will find its way in all of this. The timetable is wide open, I guess you could say, but the next time I step foot in a courtroom, I will be on the other side of the bench, and I will look forward to that day. Christopher DeRowan, the vice president of Gulf Coast Humanitarian Efforts, is filing suit against Todd Terrell and the United Cajun Navy. Doan says the intent is to collect documents for every UCN fundraising source for the Sea Corps power, account for them, and redisperse all funds directly to families through Gulf Coast Humanitarian Efforts. None of the money would awarded to DeRowan. So when was this? This is in 2021. Do we have an update on that since? Yes, this is the same one. This is the United Cajun Navy.
Are they? But
I got more.
I was looking at JLR's tweets to see what he's putting out there. And he's saying that the Cajun Navy 2016 are disavowing the
United Cajun Navy?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 separate entities.
So
I don't know what else to call them. Yeah, it is very messy. So here's this one. This is back in 2019. The founder of the Baton Rouge-based United Cajun Navy agreed Thursday to resolve a cyber-stalking lawsuit brought against 8 defendants after both parties accepted a settlement barring contact between one another. Todd Terrell, who also serves as president of United Cajun Navy, was seeking permanent restraining orders against 8 individuals from 5 states, including Thomas Beaver, founder of the Facebook group Cajun Navy WikiLeaks. Terrell testified last week that Cajun Navy WikiLeaks was created to root out fraud among the various Cajun Navy rescue groups, but he said his group has always operated above board. Hang on, we got Tracy back here. Is that you?
It's me.
All right, you're going to have to slow walk us through this. I know you've been digging on it all day. Okay.
Yeah. And their only reason is because I saw some things yesterday about Cajun Navy. They just kept calling it Cajun Navy.
Right.
Then I saw somebody post donation links, and I'm like, that's not the same group as United Cajun Navy. So that's when I started digging, and then I dug a lot more this morning. 501c3 group is the United Cajun Navy. They have their tax filings online up until they were deemed exempt by the IRS. They have their projects up there. They have an 80% rating on one of the charity navigators and a platinum on the other charity navigator. You have to meet certain criteria in order to be a platinum on there. So that was a big deal for me. I was like, okay. So then people were saying, hey, Joan.
I had to go check my food.
So then people were saying that they were involved in all these scandals. And I'm like, what? So I started looking, and this is one of the articles I think I sent to you. Cajun Navy, yes, they've been involved in a few things. Then you've got Cajun Navy 216. Then you have the United Cajun Navy. There are during the hurricanes, there were probably 30 or more organizations using similar names, raising funds, scamming people, doing all the crazy things. But this organization here did have a lawsuit. I think I sent the lawsuit paperwork to you too.
Yeah, I'm trying to load that up now.
It was a stalking and harassment and not embezzlement, but misappropriation of funds against somebody else. Like they were suing their former volunteers because of their actions and what they were doing. So these guys are 100% volunteer led. They use their own boats. They use their money to maintain the boats, to travel, for lodging, for food. They do not earn salaries. So where people are getting that, I saw JLR's assistant or whatever posting, they haven't filed their taxes and they're paying all this money in salaries.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They make zero in salaries. It's called a Form 990 that you have to file every year if you're a 501c3. And it lists the principal people in the organization. I know because we have to do it every year and I'm the one who does it. You have to list their salaries. There are no salaries listed because this is a volunteer-based organization.
So this is which somebody else also sent me this too. Thank you, by the way. I don't want to say your name, but thank you to the person who sent it. This is the one you sent me to, Tracy. So this is one of them. This certifies that this. Oh my gosh, is it gonna all be sideways?
It is.
There we go. We'll just have to switch every page. Okay. Now into court through undersigned counsel comes Christopher James Tarun. So it's all about that guy, the guy with the new group who formed a new group, right?
Well, there's the Cajun Navy with just that original name that formed way back in 2005. These guys, the United Cajun Navy, on their website, it tells you their whole story, how long they've been around. I don't know if they were all one and they branched off. I don't think so. But what I do see in chat is people are like, no, that's a different location. No, that's another part of the organization. United Cajun Navy is one organization, but they may have people traveling all over the place, right? So they're based in Louisiana. They may have gone up to Maryland for the bridge issue, but they're also searching for Sebastian. It's not like it's not like the Elks Club where you have 1 in Illinois and 4 in Tennessee and 6 over here. It's one thing, and then they get requests, and they may travel out to go do, from what I can tell.
So this here is in the lawsuit. They're claiming that UCN had collected at least $339,445 in donations from the public. While the exact number of donations remain unknown, it suggests that they collected in excess of $400,000 to be utilized in search, rescue, and recovery operations for the missing 7 crewmen. On or about April 30th, the following non-exclusive revelations caused Christopher, Mr. Scott, and other volunteers to suspect wrongdoing on the part of the UCN. So here's what caused them to suspect it. The UCN Inc. commingled Sea Corps Power Search, Rescue, and Recovery donations in excess of $69,000 by April 30th, 2021 into its general operating account set up approximately 2 years prior and did not have a dedicated account for the Sea Corps Power disaster donations at the time. Terrell had declined free assistance in the search and recovery effort from multiple organizations. Terrell had instructed a UCN administrator to cease working on the Ted Tai project, unbeknownst to other volunteers who continued to work on that project. Terrell was offering plane rides to women on search and rescue planes and unrelated to the search and rescue effort. That's not good. The UCN and/or Terrell's credit and/or debit cards were locked and not going through for volunteer hotel rooms, prompting Falkenstock. I don't know how to say his name. Falkenstock to use his personal credit card. PayPal receipts, evidence funds being directed to LA Swamp, likely for-profit, limited liability company known as Louisiana Swamp Products, owned solely
Do
by
you
Terrell.
remember them? Do you remember the Swamp Show, that Swamp People? I used to always watch it.
Yeah.
They're also mentioned, but a good point in all of this, all these things were claimed. It was non-actionable.
Yep.
If you're taking in donations, you've got to show exactly your expenses. You have to show them.
So
And for them to be able to get the exempt status after all of this means that they clearly proved that
it.
they were not misappropriation.
So
any
this
funds.
is where the claims are, is JLR has dug into this and says, look, there is a lawsuit, they're scammers, but he's clearly missing out on the next part that we're going to show, where it was non-actionable. Wow. So the removal of spreadsheet posts filed by this, the addition of language. So this is just all the claims that they're making against UCN. They withdrew from the search as an interested party. They request an entitled to public inspection of the most recent 3 federal tax returns in their entirety, including forms 990, blah, 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 of the UCN, as well as social security numbers and personal addresses of all officers and directors of the UCN. The certified copies of this petition, together with citation, be issued and served according to the law of the defendants. Yeah. Okay. So this is what they were claiming, what that other group that we mentioned earlier were claiming. Okay, let me pull up the other one.
And I think the thing too that they don't like about them is they come in with a plan, and just like they asked for the 24 hours, they said, we just need 24 hours to get the stuff organized, which is what they were praised for in Riley's case. Getting it organized, having a concrete plan and doing it that way. People are criticizing them because in Riley's case, a media camera got on the boat. What? Okay, but were they live streaming and getting super chats and doing all the things? And people are just acting so crazy, and now they are being absolutely slandered all over Facebook and Twitter. It's awful.
This is wild. Okay, here we go. This was 2 years ago, after that lawsuit we just read.
Gathered to find the missing crewmen of the C-Corp Power met in court today, opposed. News 10's Nils Zarang has the exclusive report from just outside the Iberia Parish Courthouse.
Gulf Coast humanitarian efforts in the United Cajun Navy are arguing over an alleged $400,000 collected by the United Cajun Navy for the search of the C-Corp Hour victims. Before they could get into that, a judge had to rule on 2 motions against the petition in a preliminary hearing.
She took her time. She listened to the arguments. She considered the law. She looked at the pleadings on her own, and I think she did her best to make the appropriate rulings, which I think she did today.
Judge Suzanne DeMahi ruled in favor of the United Cajun Navy's argument that there was no cause of action in the plaintiff's 7-page petition. Her reasoning relied on the defense's argument that Christopher Derwa and Gulf Coast humanitarian efforts alleged a verbal agreement for a donation of remaining funds in the C-Corp Hour search.
Even if what he said is true, we're not even going to get into whether or not it is true. Let's just assume it's true. The law doesn't give him a remedy for that.
Defense attorney Greg Akers successfully argued by law that a promised donation must be fulfilled or have written contracts like a check or a car title for a lawsuit. The plaintiffs don't see what they're asking for as a donation, though.
It was pretty upsetting to know that it tried to be misconstrued that Christopher was taking a donation, if you will, for himself. That's not the case at all.
Scott Daspit is the father of C-Corp Hour victim Dylan Daspit and the president of Gulf Coast Humanitarian Efforts, which he says was formed immediately after the United Cajun Navy offered to transfer the money they collected to another entity, which would finish the search and donate what was left to families. Daspit took the stand for the first time after the C-Corp Hour tragedy and says neither transparency nor the transfer has been given.
That's what the meat and potatoes about this is. Where did the $400,000 go? We want that money that was given by heart-loving people to finish this. And we want it to go to the families, whatever's left.
Although the judge granted no cause for actions, he is allowing the other side to amend their petition and clarify their claims within the next 30 days.
It's a bump
in a path, and we'll get past it.
The plaintiff attorney you just heard there, Gabe Duyon, told me that Scott Daspit and Gulf Coast Humanitarian Efforts will formally join the suit against United Cajun Navy when it is amended. If that amended suit is not submitted within the next 30 days, the entire case could be dropped. Reporting in New Iberia, Neil Zarang.
And I'm
And I
guessing
couldn't
it
find
was.
that.
Yeah, there's
But
nothing.
I saw the original suit, but I'm going to keep searching for that.
So that's what
And if I find it, I'll message it over to you. But here's the thing too, Deets, and I know you've noticed this. There's no way people watching this, except if people are new. You know, I've seen a few people come in like, I love JLR. He's such a great journalist. And just keep this in mind. We've been watching these people for years. We know what they're going to do before they even do it. And I'll give credit. JLR is everywhere. He's reporting on everything, and he probably has done some really good things.
I
However,
think the dude can teleport, that's for sure.
he does, yeah. But we know what they're going to do. They have to have that villain. They found the villain in the parents and now in the Cajun Navy, and they're going to use them to get clicks and views. None of this is about Sebastian at all, because let's say this man does owe $4 billion in child support. That has nothing to do with searching for Sebastian. Also, you don't have to be part of their search team. You can go search on your own. Why can't you? You're a person just walking around looking just like you have been before they came in. So the only reason they're doing this and starting this shitstorm is for more views. Betty did it today and is moaning about her car and how she still owes $600 and this needs to be fixed and da 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 da. And then you've got Dolly, you know, I don't even know what time it was, but he's moaning and groaning about they were mean to him.
It was at least 9 o'clock this morning. I mean,
yeah,
it
do you
was
want us to
first
pat
thing.
your booty and say, oh, Pumpkin, I'm sorry? No. Get out there and search. That's what you're there for. You're not there to complain about other grown-ass men who said no. People say
Right.
no sometimes. It's not a fair world.
Like some Fifis got hurt, some, you know, egos
That's
got a
all
little
it's
bruised,
all it is.
and so now we
That's
are
exactly what happened.
throwing out trash. So yeah, you found the lawsuit and you're throwing all that out there, but are you throwing up how it ended? I'm not seeing that. No, they're not talking about how it ended, that it was
It was
non-actionable. Come on.
sarcastic. He owes 12,000 allegedly, but I'd
Yeah.
love to know what that has to do with him being able to organize a search, being FEMA trained, being a platinum charity navigator 501c3, being out on the water, getting praised by the police in Riley's case, and being asked by Seth and approved by Katie to be out there to look for Sebastian. What do any of those things have to do with him owing child support or finding Sebastian? Nothing. None of them were posting about Sebastian. None of them cared about Sebastian at all. None of them. And
I
now they
agree.
want to pretend that they're so invested. Well, you were so invested in Quentin that you didn't even know that his mother was in court today because you don't
No.
care, because there are new people to hate. Because you don't care. We see you. We can see you. And, you know, I always am like, and I know people were trying to get on Jones and today, well, what's the point of calling them out? Because they're considered the quote unquote true crime community. And this isn't how you do that. This is sick and it's disgusting and
Well,
it's
it's the
slanderous.
spread of more misinformation, more and more misinformation, just to slander the name of a verified search and rescue team. Like even if the search thing that took place back in what year was it? 2018, 2019 is when the lawsuit happened. So I'm guessing it was before that. Even if that is all true, does that discredit what they're doing today, what they have done since then, all the hard work and efforts that they have put into it? You know, there's so much more to it than just like, oh, I found this lawsuit with this bad info, let me spread it around.
Well, here's a comment. JLR does great coverage on the border. I could send my 10-year-old down there to do exactly what he does. Show me the research, show me the facts, show me the statistics, show me both sides of the story, show me the entire story, show me all of it. Don't show me you standing in a hole in the ground. We all know what's going on at the border because it's literally everywhere. Just like this situation. You can tell me about his child support and tell me there was a lawsuit, but you're blowing smoke up our asses just like you claim the media does if you don't tell us the entire story. But you can't do that because you want them to look bad and you to look good. And that's exactly what's happening because you have a bunch of mindless sheep on Facebook following and now slandering these people. There's a post that I'm participating in. It's 200 comments now
Oh my
saying,
goodness.
don't send any more money to these people. They're scammers. They kicked out Dolly Vision and JLR.
Oh my goodness. Who
Y'all
cares
don't
that
even
they
know them. Yeah, you don't even know Dolly Vision and JLR, and you'd be shocked. You don't even know them. You just happen to see that they were covering this and thought that was great, and you don't even know them.
Like seriously, what are
Real
we trying to
sunflower.
do here?
There's a lot of things I could point out on that narked diver. Her comment says, but it wasn't just JLR, it was narked diver today. Listen, they can't help what News Nation footage they put up while they're interviewing this dude. He seemed confused because she was asking him about dogs that weren't his, and they're claiming that they tried to, you know, basically steal the spotlight from them.
And then what is narked diver? Who
I know, right? I don't have any sympathy for that shit.
None
Yeah,
whatsoever.
you're complaining about they didn't film you. You weren't on News Nation. What happened?
But what
Shut
did
up.
Narc
It has nothing to do with
Diver
this baby.
reference?
I'm sorry, dude.
His reference, though, Narc Diver's references JLR's video. Narc Diver didn't do the research and find or listen to see or, you know, do the research to even find out if what JLR was saying was accurate in his video. He just links JLR's video and says, look, dude's a scammer. I'm mad because this is how the edit went on News Nation. Like, come on, that's so it's not the full context. And I don't know Narc Diver. He might be a great guy. He might be, yes, he was an actual diver looking for Riley. All those props. I'm just saying
But News
his
Nation
reference
didn't
there
record him.
is where the issue is.
Yeah, he was upset because they showed a clip with the United Cajun Navy man on the screen, okay? So he's up on the screen and they're showing a video of the diver, which is this diver guy. And he, the United Nations, the UNC, can't answer the question because it isn't him in the clip. Well, you're mad that they didn't stop and talk to you, and they did talk to them. To me, that sounds like you wanted clout. I'm sorry. You wanted something, so now you're bashing them because they were chosen to be interviewed? Are you
We've
kidding
gone
me?
through everything and we know that they weren't taking credit. They weren't taking credit of finding Riley or any
He
of
was just
that.
found in a landfill, Reese says.
That is not true.
That
I'm
can't
looking
be
right now on Twitter.
I didn't think Reese was a troll. I mean, I feel like I
No.
see
either.
them all over the place.
God,
Are
I'm
you
so sick of
getting
these people. She's
Are you
lying,
getting
I swear.
from Facebook? There is so much out here. This case has gone insane on Facebook right now. Like every 5 minutes. But if you have a credible source of that, we'll look into it. But I'm not seeing anything at all.
Let me use some of my new stickers.
But there's also, you guys have to remember that the United Cajun Navy, he is not the only. I didn't say they were a troll, Georgia.
I did. I said maybe. I didn't think they were a troll.
The United Cajun Navy is not the only search and rescue group out there. EquiSearch is out there as well. They're putting in a lot of time. Like there's a lot of things. A lot of things. But no, I don't see any updates that he's been found. I wish it was true, but I don't see an update. These people make me question my place in this community. Alex, that's what happened last night, I think. I don't think it was just these people. But if you guys, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. I didn't know how to segue into it, but thank you. Grandma Sherry did a live stream last night. It was late at night, and it was really good. And so I don't think a lot of people know about this, where Burden of Proof.
I missed it. No, Georgia, you a troll too. Now, I just went and looked on Twitter. How are you going to come into Deep Stream and say something like that? When I just went and looked, you little lying bastard. Why are y'all doing this? You think this is amusing? This is funny?
They do.
Well, I can't stand you. Let me get down, Deets, because I'm going to
you're
be so
fine.
disrespectful. Dolly I swear spreading to this God. rumor.
Well,
Let me
you're
go
fine. I
look.
just want to talk about this a little bit. What Ali is saying here. So, Burden of Proof hopped up on Grandma Sherry's platform and said that she is no longer going to be a part of true crime or streaming or covering content anymore, and it is such a shame. It breaks my heart because she is one of the
Burden?
best. Yep, Burden of Proof, one of the best true crime content creators I know out there. She refuses to monetize. She doesn't want anyone to ever feel like she is taking away from victims. She feels like and if someone could drop Grandma Sherry's link, you guys can go watch this, but just that it's all became too much, and it's not just these bad actors and things like that. It's there's a lie out there being spread on her, and how do you fight that it tarnishes her name, her brand, for lack of better words. She didn't say she had a brand, but you know what I mean, like who she is as a creator. It tarnishes that, because if she then goes and argues that, then she's getting involved in the drama. And so no matter what she does, she's in a lose-lose situation. And so I see these good creators like Alex and Burden questioning what they're even doing, and it breaks my fucking heart. Like, come on, y'all. Like, can we not adult anymore? Have we gotten
No.
so far along in society that we can't adult? It is a huge loss, Twist, a huge loss. She has so much compassion for victims and their families. She gives out so much accurate information, and it's things like this, and it does make you like, what's the point in pointing it out? Like you said earlier, that people were asking Jones, and like, why even point it out? Why even draw attention to it? That was something we went over in Grandma Sherry's stream last night too. It's becoming more and more difficult to debunk things, to fight the trolls that come in and tell you that a missing child, a missing autistic young man, and you're going to come in here and troll that he was found in a landfill. Come on, y'all. Like, everybody, we need to get it together. It's so frustrating. This isn't funny. It's not a game. It's not entertaining. Oh my gosh. Sebastian was found on Twitter in the entertainment section. Like, his hashtag was in the entertainment section. This is not entertainment. It's not entertainment. This is a real family's life. They are going through this. You can think whatever you want to think about the parents, any of them, and you can have your opinions on it, but right now they're all innocent. They are not prime suspects, as some might be out there claiming. They are none of those things at this moment in time. That can change in the future, but they're not. So they are victims of their child going missing, and people are using this for entertainment, for drama, for clicks and views, to spread misinformation. For what? And that's what makes good content creators want to just give up on it all, because, well, Ali, you know why, and Burden knows. Like, it's just so frustrating for the good ones. It's disgusting. That's my little rant for the day. That is not the Reese that's normally in here.
It can't be.
No,
the Reese usually doesn't do that.
No, no.
Bye, Reese's Cup. You need to
Bye.
go somewhere with
I
yourself.
don't know who you are.
You lost your whole hookup,
Get
lady.
together, girlfriend. The Reese that's normally in here has Reese Witherspoon as her avatar.
It's just so, it is shameful. It's shameful and sad. And earlier in Granny's stream, there was a Brittany, and then in Jones's stream was the grandma, and they're watching us.
Exactly.
They're watching y'all.
They want to
Be
hear about their loved
careful.
one.
Can you imagine somebody reading Reese's thing if grandma's in the bushes right here?
Bruh,
And sees the
Oh my
serious
God.
stream that you're doing, showing the facts, and one of your subscribers just posted that? Can you imagine what her stomach felt like? People don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, think about that for a
It's sick.
second as you're trolling, and I'm not calling Georgia a troll, but Reese's Cups,
I am.
you want to come in here
I
and
am
troll
too.
for what? You don't like me? Okay, take it up with HR. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't like Jones, and I don't care if you don't like Tracy. But trolling in the name of a missing child? Are you kidding me?
Sick.
That's worse than writing a fake check. Come on, you're gonna come in here knowing that there is a slim chance that one of the family members, one of his loved ones, someone would have seen that and thought, "Oh my God." And they have that heart drop moment, that gut sinking moment, and they go looking for it, only to find out that some idiot on the internet is pretending to be a keyboard warrior and trolling. That is their loved one. That is their loved one. I swear, it's like everybody's lost their damn mind.
I swear it's all for
This
this
can't be reality.
views and stuff, Deets. I swear. And
This
it's sick.
cannot be reality.
No.
What if that was your loved one? I know that you are a person. You know, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's a troll, ignore him." You're a person behind the screen, just like Sebastian's family members are people too. So what if that was your loved one, someone coming in and trolling on? No, you're not gonna get blocked, stop the grift. They said, "Do you hear your own hypocrisy? What am I being hypocritical about here? Because I don't troll anyone ever. So what is hypocritical in my statement? I've never trolled. I have 2
Hypocrisy.
YouTube accounts, Deep and
Oh.
Mama Steph. So
She's literally helping to debunk what's happening in this case of a missing child and trying to tell y'all that there are creators who are perpetuating these falsehoods and then blaming organizations for it. That's what she's been doing for hours now. So
and
how
I
is she
am not
hypocritical? Don't make me come in that chat.
I am not maligning JLR or Betty or Dolly at all either in the process of doing it, in the process of showing that they are putting out false information, that they are attacking an actual search and rescue team that is out there searching for a young autistic man. So where is the problem here? Exactly. If I ever did, Allie wouldn't be alive about a missing kid. No.
Well, people are saying, but it'll never stop, so what's the use? Well, maybe the use is somebody will see it.
It's a
And
fellow
somebody
creator
will
who
understand.
Oh my God, Melissa, you need to pull up your big girl panties girlfriend if that's who it is. I'm not saying it is, but if that's who it is, stop it. You're doing this on the
Melissa
back
Jade,
of
hold
no
on.
child.
Melissa.
You always accuse people of being one of your enemies, and I don't have any alts. I don't have any alts to be able to accuse people of being my enemies under. What's my alt? Tell me.
No, they're saying that you accuse anybody under an alt of being an enemy.
Oh, well, I'm not accusing you of being an enemy. I don't know who you are. To me, you're just
They were
a
in my
person.
chat talking shit the other day too.
Is that you, Nanya?
Stop the
It's
grift
me.
way.
Did you see our peen protection the Fed peen protection in process?
Say it faster.
Fed peen protection in process. Fed peen protection in process. It's really hard. It's really hard.
Well, at least it
Really
wasn't what Johnson played today about that Diok.
But
That was too much for me. I almost fell out. I was working, and I'm like, wait, what? Take that. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, bye.
Is Stop the Gift trying to bring outside drama into this stream about a They sure are. They sure are, because they haven't told me how I'm being hypocritical in what I just stated, but they're making other points. But that's wild.
I just came up because it really does it really lacks just empathy and compassion. And I feel like until something like that happens to somebody in their family, like if that was their family, would they be standing outside yelling at their family member? Or like I just don't think that they would act the same way if it was them. And that's what makes it so sad, is because it's really like treat others how you'd want to be treated. And for them, it's just straight money. Now, do I think that they would interview their own family members to put it on YouTube? Sure I do. But it really it is so sad. Like today, when I seen that post, that community post that Alex had made earlier, I was like, wow, like it's so true. Like, and I don't think that it's just one person or two people. Like, I think that it's a whole community combined, that truly, like, the focus is right when it's hot, when it's the hot story. And then when it's actually time to get justice that you said you were going to get,
just falls
you're
off.
nowhere to be found. You're just on to the next one and on to the next one. Like, wherever the clicks and views go, that's where you go. But like, I just wish they could be honest and be like, hey, look, I'm here for the clicks and views, guys.
Well,
And all the
Dolly
money
said
I
he
can
didn't
get.
want
Like,
to
it's not about
cover.
this kid.
Yeah, Dolly said at first he didn't want to cover Sebastian.
Well, Sebastian's case is a month old. It is a month old. I have
But
shared
it's
out.
popular now.
It's
That's
popular
exactly what
now
it
all of a
is. Yeah.
sudden because, and let me tell you why. So I've been sharing out Trev's videos and community posts on this since he started covering it. He started covering it day one. And I will absolutely recommend him if people want to drop his link. He's been covering it. We might have different viewpoints on things, and that's fine. It's okay to have different viewpoints, but he sticks as close to the facts as he can, and he's been thoroughly covering it. What happened? What changed? When did people jump on this case? When law enforcement scaled back their search, when another popular case started to fizzle down.
Well,
Do
I
any
also
of them
think
even
another
know
thing
the
is,
whole facts of the case at all?
well, when
'Cause
the family started doing interviews, and that's when
that is
the
true. That too.
suspicions kick in, and everybody wants to like. Here's my thing. In the history of ever, when has
I don't
anybody
call
on
people
social
trolls.
media like solved a case?
Real quick, stop the grift. I
Okay.
didn't call you a troll. That was Jonesin up here that called you a troll. I don't know who you are, and I don't call other alts trolls or accuse them of being other people.
Yeah, that was all me, bro.
So nice try. I don't do that. So obviously you haven't been paying attention. Sorry, Nanya, go ahead.
You're good. I just was saying, like, when has the YouTuber like ever broke a case? Has that ever happened? Like, I'm newer, so maybe I just don't know about it. But like, when did the case get like broke wide open and a suspect found because of a YouTuber or any social media person?
Well, let me say this,
Okay.
Cornelia. That's not the goal. Usually, that's not what the goal of real true crime YouTubers is. We just want to keep the case out there, keep it active, keep it ongoing, keep people aware of it. If people are saying they're out there to solve the case, there's a major problem. Like them saying that they're going searching, in my opinion, if you have to do that on live, you're doing that for your channel. You're not doing that because you think it's the right thing to do. You're doing
there
it
you
because
go.
you want people to see. You see what I mean? They're not going out there to solve the case. They're doing it for their audience. That's
So,
it.
like a
Yes, there
YouTuber
you go.
didn't solve Gabby's case, though.
No.
A YouTuber
They
who happened
assisted.
to be in that area listened to law enforcement and looked through their footage and assisted with that. AWP, I mean, yeah, you can call them YouTubers, but I don't think they would even at that time would be YouTubers like we consider, like what Nanya's talking about, like these investigative true crime channels. They have a specific skill set of diving and searching for things. So that's a little bit different. in my opinion.
And searching for a kid don't mean you're searching for a house, because I feel like that's all I've seen Dolly do today.
Or a barn.
Drive around and talk about barns and houses.
Exactly, Lacey, and they weren't. Well, they were found because yes and no. So they were found because that YouTuber took the time to go through all their footage because they happened to be filming for their channel. However, law enforcement was in that area looking what Butane did, and they have said this on their own. So it's not like I'm stealing something from them or their glory. This is something they themselves has said is we just helped get them there quicker. They were still in that area looking. They were still there searching. They had information that that's, the area they were camping. So we just made that process a little bit faster. And that's them giving the credit to law enforcement. So they're really good. I haven't seen a lot of actual. I mean, I watched a documentary once where that true crime group on Facebook helped find a missing hiker or helped identify a missing hiker. But outside of that, I mean, there's a couple of don't fuck with cats, which Body's been in and out a few times here. Like there's a couple of situations where social media has helped. Absolutely.
I can
Citizen
say Gray
sleuth
is about the only one who
are a good
really,
thing.
yeah, they help. Gray helps identify cold case victims and who they are. That's about all I know overall from social media who actively participates in cases where there's a tangible difference. Other than that, I don't really know
There
anybody.
was a group on Twitter at one time that helped find a missing little boy and actively helped law enforcement to find him and find him swiftly. That was in Noah Claire's case. I do think it's plausible. I absolutely think it's plausible, but
Well,
I
I
don't
think
think it's the majority.
Yeah, my point is there's this much, and I'm not saying from every. To me, I don't consider the channels we're talking about actual true crime channels,
Mhm.
but so I'm not talking about like genuine true crime channels. For me though, there's this notion that like they need to be out there to like we gotta go to the search. We gotta find him, guys. We gotta find him, right? And
Mhm.
again, I understand that a search absolutely needs to happen, but if he is the priority, then turning off your camera would not be a problem. If he's the priority, then waiting 24 hours to search for him in an organized
Exactly.
fashion to know what ground has been covered and what hasn't been covered yet, or what the grid is, that would be the priority. But it's not. Like, the only reason why they're acting a fool today is strictly because of the fact that they couldn't go and live stream. They couldn't get those clicks. They couldn't get that views. They couldn't get the money. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Sure is. And they
But
stop at nothing.
I said it yesterday. I don't blame them. I blame the subs. I blame the people who like to watch it, the people who encourage it, and the people who finance it over and over and over again. Those are the people I blame.
Well, that's a big part of it, isn't it? The
Yeah.
continual engagement, the constantly the active participation, the supporting it financially, the need to turn it into entertainment, because that's what the subs are doing.
I think it's different too than when it's an active, ongoing search effort. Like right this minute, it's an active, ongoing search. We don't need to, as YouTubers, we don't need to think that we have the same skill set as the police or as searchers or anything, because we don't. Now, if you're talking about, let's say, for example, Summer's case, Summer Wells' case, it's 3 years in. It is an active case, but it is not the same as what's happening with Riley's. Or let's, Mara Murray. Years and years. Go search. Go do all of that. You can't convince me that they're not doing this for some type of clout. They are. Because if they cared, they'd be out there searching for dozens of different people. And they're not. They only pick it up when it becomes super popular and when there's somebody to hate. That's the only time they pick it up.
When there's a villain, there has to be a villain, or it's not worth it. Not worth it for them to cover. And that's a shame. That's a shame. Look at, Arctic True Fox. He's putting out video after video every day of missing kids. There's so many missing people. But it goes back to the thing about Quentin Simon today. Because you can't cover everyone, and that's fine too. Like I said, I'm not judging people for the fact that they can't cover everyone. Nobody could. But that case, if that was your case that put you on the true crime map or helped build your channel, or you dedicated so much time and effort and so many resources to, why wouldn't you have talked about it today? I don't care. I don't care if it's a troll from Morbid's in here saying he's stream sniping me. Hi, Morbid. Hope you're doing well.
No, he really was. And it pisses me off because he's basically, it seemed, because I can't rewind on his stream, but what I clicked into, it sounded like he was saying that we are just as bad as the ones we are discussing.
Well, keep calling me out then, Morbid. Keep calling me out if I'm just as bad, if I lack empathy and morals, and I don't see. If you think I'm bad, keep calling me out.
Good luck with that, bro.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what you want me to say to it. That's what it is. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But you just hate me because I don't hate the people you hate, Morbid. But I don't hate you. I don't have any issues with you. So if you want to keep stream sniping and calling me out, hey.
He finally stopped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully you show the facts too while you're sniping.
Right.
I hear he's in a lot of hot water. Got a lot of issues going on with some creators.
Morbid, yeah, with Ernie, and I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff going on over there.
I'm going to show something. I'm glad you two are up here while I show this. There is another creator I would like to bring attention to, some misinformation. And hopefully you will be okay with that.
Enlighten us.
Because like I said, you guys kind of really thoroughly covered Dolly and Betty. And I wanted to touch on JLR. But there's the other thing that happens with these cases, with these bad actors, is the misinformation. And that comes from us content creators not taking the time to do our due diligence, to research and to vet what we're saying. We can speculate all day long. I'm not saying don't speculate. Speculate all you want. But hopefully you're basing your speculation on facts and not just what you think you know. So I see a lot of content creators who their speculation is not based in fact. So let me pull this up. So this is allegedly with Brittany J. She has been covering Sebastian's case. I hear she's going to cover it until the wheels fall off.
Oh, God, I hope not.
So here is from her going over the interviews the other night with the parents. And I want to play this right here.
Hot-headed, if somebody tells me they're not, that's a lie. Everybody's been a hothead at some point.
Yeah. Well,
we got a missing kid, and that's a problem.
Well, in my opinion, you have to put everything aside.
Okay, Seth is his dad. If Seth wants to set a GoFundMe up, that's not any of Chris's business.
Stop the grift. Who gets to be the channel to label other channels bad actors? Anybody can. That's why I just told Morbid he could cover me all he wanted and call me out all he wants and call me a bad actor all he wants, because he has that right to do so. That's why I just freaking said that. I thought you were listening. You said you've been watching everything. I just freaking said that. It is very subjective. That's why he can cover me and anybody else he chooses, and others can cover me and have their opinions on what I say.
at all.
I don't know why this man
So it's a
thinks that he's
problem
got
when it's not about him.
So we learned the other night as we went through Terry Lynn's interview with Seth. This isn't even the part I wanted to touch on, but it's right here at the beginning. We learned from Seth, the father. Everybody likes to praise Seth, the dad, and I praise him as well. I don't think that any of the parents have anything to do with this, but straight from his mouth, he said we were all three in agreement that we would not start a GoFundMe in Sebastian's name. And he said, but I didn't. My sister started one for me.
Can you like
I'll
let everybody know why?
So Seth is saying, playing semantics. They had agreed as a group, the three of them, not to start GoFundMes because law enforcement had warned them that it looks bad on the family. And so they said that they didn't want to do that because they didn't want anything to bring negative attention or to cause harm in Sebastian's case. This is all coming directly from Seth's mouth in the Terry Lynn interview. And he said, but I didn't start the GoFundMe. My sister did for me. So that is semantics, and I think it's bupkis. So I understand why Chris is upset because they had agreed to something, and now that he's frustrated that the sister is starting the GoFundMe, and Seth is just like, well, I didn't start it, my sister did. Anyway, that's not the whole point of why I'm playing this part here.
Right. And
point one more thing out. Seth is actually out there looking for his son.
Exactly.
Okay?
He's not working to use the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually actively every day going out and looking.
He's actually not looking anymore because he hurt his shoulder, which is heartbreaking because I know he is out there searching for his son. And so that is heartbreaking.
Probably driving them nuts.
It is. But the GoFundMe is at almost $15,000. Do you know what Sebastian's reward fund is at?
It was 35 last time.
$3,500. The reward fund for Sebastian is at $3,500. That is heartbreaking to me. Again, but here I'm getting to my part of this playing this.
For his child.
Right.
Screaming his name at
Mom's
the
not
top of
going
his
out
lungs.
looking for Sebastian. Chris is not going out looking for Sebastian. So, yeah, it sounds to me like there's almost some kind of envy over Seth having a GoFundMe when he's actively looking for his kid. You guys, these people are toxic.
I agree.
Are they?
So I guess I'm going to probably feel like a fool about this. And maybe it's just because my child doesn't have.
I think you are going to feel like a fool
yeah,
about
I see that happening.
Let me just say that. I think you're going to feel like a fool.
He's never really exhibit problems. Neil, I'm not going to share his personal business, but I can say that Neil, there are some difficulties that I still have to help him with developmentally. But he's he potty trained at 4. It took him longer to potty.
So I've been told that her child is autistic, and so that is who she is making the reference with. We are not going to be discussing anything about her child. That's not the point of what she's about to say. So please do not mention anything at all in my chat about what she is talking about with her own personal experience.
Trained than it did a child that's not on the spectrum. But once he potty trained, he got it. The only struggle that we had was he didn't like using a toilet that anybody else used. So for a couple of years, he legit used a camp toilet, if y'all know what that is. Like,
Yeah.
I had to purchase a toilet you use at a camp, and that his toilet was in his bedroom for 2 or 3 years until finally it was either that he used the camp toilet or he'd go on the floor. He would not use any.
I mean, my son had issues too. Yep, exactly. It's the autism thing. It's a germ thing. It's a weird thing, but not at 15. I mean, my son's not 15 yet, but he's still he's only going to be 13, and he has.
So stay with me. This isn't about their personal experiences. Please do not make it about that in the chat. In fact, mods, if they make this about these two women's personal experiences, just delete that comment. What it is about, it's about what they're about to say.
Hasn't had a.
I don't even know what they're gonna say, but I'm
First
already
grade.
like,
So that
ugh.
right. I know.
Ugh.
Just wait.
That was where I was going though. Like so we got that was it. That was the extent of it though. And now, he's about 2 years ago, he started using our bathroom. We got rid of the camper potty. I have to help him, I still help him clean himself off when he goes. But other than that, he's got it, no issues, no bedwetting. So I'm just I would like to know, I wish that she would give us a definitive time where when Sebastian started having these issues of using the bathroom on himself.
I'm
that
not
could be
trying to be
trauma
funny.
driven.
So
I'm
here,
not trying to be funny, but whenever
so here, first of all, she doesn't know you shit about when Sebastian started having potty trained
So
issues.
don't.
But if you paid attention to the interviews and stuff, you would know when it was. But what we're going to cover is what is said next.
Driven.
I'm not trying to be funny, but whenever a potty trained child starts wetting the bed and starts soiling themselves, it is almost always a sign of abuse, whether it is physical
Yes.
or in nature.
Emotional.
It is a sign of abuse.
Well, that was where I was going
Who
with it.
just said that?
Trauma sign, not necessarily.
Doesn't matter. I don't know who said it on her panel, but she said, yes, that's where I'm going with it. So let's hear that one more time.
Sign of abuse, whether it is physical
Yes.
or in nature.
Emotional.
It is a sign of abuse.
Well, that was where I was going with it. Trauma sign, not necessarily. Hopefully not. Maybe I pray to God that he wasn't being, SA.
Oh.
But it doesn't have to necessarily be SA. It could just be, mistreatment. But thank you, Regina. You pretty much said where I was going. Like I just, it is good. What's regression mean? Can somebody tell me what that is?
Girl.
That means that they lose.
I
Whenever
can't.
someone regresses, instead of
Do they
ugress,
know
where you go
about it?
forward,
I'm so sorry.
I'm
to
getting ready to.
interrupt,
I'm getting ready.
Deets, but
Give me 2 more seconds, Tracy. I'm gonna show
oh,
that. Give me 2 more
girl.
seconds. I'm fuming over here. That's why I turned my cam off.
What caused him to go into regression? That's what I want to know.
there are certain environmental factors like certain types of mold and certain types of toxins that can cause that. But for it to periodically be happening to where he was potty trained and then regressed again and potty trained, something else was going on.
Yeah, that's
something
all.
else was going on.
And don't tell me it's he's on the spectrum, huh?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's kind of
okay. So you could barely hear her say it there, and she says, "And don't tell me it's because he was on the spectrum, bitch. It's not because he was on the spectrum. It's because if you knew enough to dig into all the things stated about Sebastian before you started covering him, you would know about his terminal chromosome 6q27 deletion situation. How do you not know this? You're over there talking about his wetting himself and having those issues as if it's sexual fucking assault. Are you kidding me? You have, there is no other indication of that. Nothing of the sort has been stated by anyone. And y'all are over there chit-chatting about it like, oh, this is a strong possibility. And don't tell me it's because of his autism. Like,
Out of here.
do your freaking research before you talk about these situations.
Isn't that just what we were just talking about, Deets? People talk about JLR is so skilled and this one's so skilled at true crime. Y'all don't even look up the basics. The basics. Nothing. This child had a disability. He was just diagnosed, you dummy.
Well, he's diagnosed with the autism they're acting like he is a baby, like he is incompetent, when all of the parents have stated he is extremely high functioning. He was just diagnosed last year with autism.
And
that is not new, but this situation, the chromosome deletion, he was diagnosed at 6 months with that. He has been dealing with ongoing issues his entire life stemming from the chromosome deletion, including wetting his pants. Put fucking sexual assault on this kid. Are you kidding me?
And the
I can't believe it.
Both of
and
them.
those are all moms up there. Those
and
are
the
all like
parents.
parents and stuff.
And
True crimers too.
we just said we don't know who is listening to our streams. Family was in Jones's stream earlier. Neighbor was in Granny's stream earlier. We don't know who's listening. And you think that these family, they should have to hear, like they're thirsting, they're craving to hear about their son or just have some info. So they turn to this platform to listen and try to glean some more from it. And they tune into a stream who is not only putting sexual assault on their child, their loved one. Where do you think that they're alleging that I'm not saying it's sexual assault, maybe some other abuse. Where are you alleging that's coming?
Fatal
They're using
Vanilla or Fatal Velvet. I don't know what the name is. They asked what the chromosome issue is. It's a disability, a chromosomal issue that is a deletion that he's missing and has been. It's very
Yes,
rare and
very.
it's serious, and it does cause a lot of it could cause body like a
Facial
I don't want to
dysmorphia, organ
dysmorphia.
dysmorphia.
Yes.
There's so much more to it than just this little blip here.
It's,
Like I said, take the
yeah.
time. He has chromosome 6q27 deletion syndrome. Take the time to look into that before you start slinging accusations on him, on his family, or on anyone that has ever been connected to. Like, look at all the ones I've clicked on to research what that is. The second we found out
It
what it was.
literally takes typing it in.
And I have
reading it.
not been hearing this for 6 hours a night every night.
Exactly.
Night until the wheels fall off, but I still take the time to look it up. I have
And
said,
you see how much Deets looked up? Because we were in this chat just a few nights ago.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned the chromosome deletion, but Deets was in the middle of her stream. I looked it up and sent her the smallest blurb. Look at all the research she's done.
Oh yeah,
And
since
now,
then I've looked at multiple pages on it.
yeah, and you got all these people covering it night after night, collecting super chat, views, and y'all don't even know. You don't
Do you even know he
know.
has it? Do you even know he has it?
Mm.
And
Oh,
that
that's
could
a good
play
question.
into a lot of things, y'all. And it just angered me hearing that.
I'm glad you addressed it. It's disgusting, man. And people are eating that shit up. They're eating it up. They love it.
Yeah,
and I'm
you should
sorry.
see the groups now. You should
That
see what
puts
the
him on
groups
the
are saying. I
same
just looked.
puts you on the same as the people out there standing in front of the house with the bullhorns.
Oh yeah.
It's so easy to not put that on someone. You know how easy it is? You just don't freaking say it. That's how easy it is. I'm okay. Like I said, we can speculate all we want all day long, but this is a real person. He has family and loved ones out there searching for him. This isn't a cold case, which I don't even think it would be right to do it in that, but it's not like an old cold case that no one's talking about. It's not a solved case where you've come to the conclusion on. This is an active investigation for a missing 15-year-old boy with autism and chromosome 6q27 deletion syndrome. It's just so frustrating, and it's just one out of how many? I don't know. Someone sent me this timestamp on her same live. Let me see what it. I don't even know what this says. I'll show it though. I'll show it.
Deep-rooted issue that was beyond my control. Like, we had a child that was harming people in some kind of way that we needed to get help for. Something bizarre like that, like really hardcore. That's about the only time I can understand that. But from the way that this is sounding and the way they describe that kid, it doesn't even sound like he's a bad kid at all. Like, what the freak?
He's not.
No,
And he sounds very immature for his age. Like, he doesn't
monitor them.
It doesn't make sense. He sound
it doesn't.
And it sounds like he's not even on par as a regular 15-year-old boy.
Exactly.
So because I'm trying to think of like any logical thing I can.
Oh wait, sorry, I got the wrong time stat. He's not. He is a normal 15-year-old boy who also happens to have high functioning autism and a chromosome deletion syndrome. He's not like. Of course, he's a normal boy. Sorry.
Yeah. Then find out that their mom knows that they're this, that, and the other, and they're doing this, that, and the other, and they're not these things. And of course, I'm sure they're good kids at heart, like when they're at home and doing what they're supposed to be doing. But they're still out running doing bad stuff. Don't act like they're all angels and stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
They wouldn't be ran away. And if they are an angel and ran away, why? What's going on at home? That's our first question.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing we do is hand them over some resources for the family and for the child to deal with whatever made them run.
Laughing about this will be a case researched down the road. Unreal. That's final. He's not coming home. Right. That does kind of tell you a little bit, doesn't it? He was saying that they
I
said this
don't know
will
what I
be
was
a case
supposed to
researched
be
down the road.
listening for at this timestamp. Maybe I didn't go back far enough.
What's the one thing that humans are freaking freaking constant at doing? If somebody dies, immediately they turn into a saint, right? Like people do that all the time. Every bad thing that you had to say about that person disappears, and everybody's like, oh, she was a good girl. She lived a good life. She was the sweetest person you'd have ever met in your whole life. Would it give everybody like, it don't matter who it is. They say that about everybody.
Exactly.
Okay. Parents and people do the same thing when their loved ones are missing. They're not going to say anything bad about their loved ones. Why are they not building this baby up? I've never in my life seen anything like this, y'all.
You know how many runaways here that the parents are like,
it's not at this timestamp, but supposedly is somewhere in here is when they start making fun of the Native American name and start calling the Proudfoots Stankfoot.
Girl,
but I don't
squeeze me.
I know, but I must have the wrong timestamp. So apparently
Is there a
that's what it's-
transcript
Yeah, I
attached to
guess I
this
can look.
idiotic thing?
Let me see, because are you seriously going to start calling them Stankfoots? How do I search that? What is it you
Go
hit?
up to your
Control F.
all the way up.
Control
Yeah,
F.
Control F. That'll work.
Control F what? Is it a number?
No, Control F,
It's not
and it
doing
should pop up.
anything.
Go to
Yeah,
the top of your browser and click
Now
what
do it.
browser are you using?
Chrome.
Yeah, click up the top and then find, and it'll find the word, but you have to have the transcript open. And you got to kind of scroll through a little. Yeah. There you go. You got it open.
Okay, it's not. Well, I got the transcript open, but it won't let me do this search button.
Let me see real quick.
Yeah, you
on Chrome?
search for Proudfoot maybe or Stankfoot. Oh, I might have the wrong video, I'm told. Hang on, let me see. Let me check.
Yeah, I don't even see a part 2. Like the title. Sebastian.
Oh, hang on. Apparently it got privated, but I'm getting a clip sent to me.
Oh, you goofy little bitch. I'm sorry. I forgot this is your panel.
Did
I'm
you?
sorry.
I haven't even heard this yet. No, you're fine. I have not. But if she called, hang on, they're gonna send me a clip. If you called this family of a missing child Stankfoot and made fun of their last names and Native Americans, like what the heck is going on here?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, a lot of oh my goodness.
Do you guys mind if I run to the restroom real quick
No,
while
go
that's
ahead.
being sent to me? Okay, thank you guys.
That's crazy, Granny. Like, what is there to be ashamed of, Brittany? Just let it be. You were proud to say these things on your live stream. Just roll with it, girl. Be proud of it, girl. I agree, Anna. Why is anyone shocked is the question. Well, I mean, I didn't know she was a bad actor like this. Like, I didn't know it was this serious. Meat feats? What's meat feats? Oh, it's a okay.
Is that what they were calling them?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Or is that? Oh, no. That's something else. Okay.
That's nasty. That's
Oh,
messed
she
up.
was worse with Kylie Rodney. See.
Oh, good Lord. I don't watch her. I don't even know. I can't.
I
Ugh.
used to go in and listen every now and then, but not really. I don't know. Not enough to know. You know what I'm saying?
Me either. I mean, I've heard a lot of things, but I've just been like, I don't know, man. I can't. I don't understand where any creator feels like they have the right to put any of these allegations on parents, the kids, the grandparent, anybody. Like, who are you? Where's your training? What makes you think that any of this is just cool to do out on the internet in front of God and everybody? It's not. It's just not.
So do you think it's people just giving up their morals for the clicks? Like, or
I
is
do.
it people that just don't have the morals to begin with?
Well, I think a lot of people probably do have the morals, but once you get to a certain level on YouTube where, and I've talked about it before, I've been there, where you're just talking, you forget who you are.
I've been
You
there
do
too.
forget.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And it sucks. It brings you to an ugly ass place because when you look at it later, you're like, why did I do that? The way I look at it now, if I wouldn't let my kids hear it or my pastor or my nana, I shouldn't be probably saying it, right? I mean, I swear a lot. They all know that already, but if I'm going to put sexual assault on a child's name,
Right? You just
my
sold your
pastor would look
soul
at
to
me
the
like, who are
devil.
you? What
Yeah,
did you just
you don't
say?
need to do that. It's too far. Okay, so the person's looking for the clip.
Yeah, I went to her
Yeah, the video.
page and there's only
I think a good rule too is if you wouldn't say it to their parents' face, should you say it online? You know?
Oh, I was just on it. Okay, so when I clicked on these lives streams to go find the one that they sent me to for the essay, there was quite a few up there. Now there's only one upcoming.
Yeah.
What the heck, girl?
There's only one dedicated and one upcoming. The rest of them have Riley's strain on them too.
So they're not privated, they're unlisted because I was still on that link and it was playing just fine.
So is she watching this? Because in the chat they're saying she's hiding everything.
Yeah.
She is hiding
What
everything.
the
I'm
heck?
watching
Well,
her
come
page
over
right
here.
now.
Come
And I
over
heard you
here and
guys say
just
like you
talk
didn't
then.
listen
What's
to
the
her like
problem?
that. Not every stream. Someone sent me that, and of course I saw red. Like you can't put sexual assault on these
Oh, there
victims
went another one.
so freely.
Oh, she just actively hiding them.
Yes,
Chaba.
she is. I just refreshed and
Okay,
there's been missing
ma'am.
again.
Yep.
Okay, if you're in the bushes, we're not mean. I'll jump down because I might say some
No,
crazy
I'll
stuff to
jump
you.
down.
I'm
But
just
Deets is not
curious as
mean.
to like why? Why are we doing that? Why are we saying that it's okay? Or, why are we saying?
Read Jenny's message, please. You
You
need them,
forgot
Deets? I
one.
accidentally got the first 3 the other night.
Is there
Must
Jenny,
have
can you
been an
search in there
accident.
and see if one of them have this stank foot thing?
You forgot one, Brittany.
Okay,
It's
the
streamed 2 weeks ago.
who has the clip says it's too big of a clip to send.
Put it on a Google Drive and send the link.
Yep, they're gonna upload it. Yes, the answer
That
to that.
was crazy. She accidentally fell down, bumped her head, and somehow she got 3 strands. I don't know what had happened.
They recorded the whole live too, apparently.
Oh,
Hey,
see?
Patricia, you can turn your camera off, Patricia. I see you back there.
I'll
If you
mute for
want
a
to turn it
minute.
up, there we go. How's it going, Patricia?
Good.
Okay, they're gonna load that clip for us. What do you think, Patricia?
I just wanted to bring up I hope y'all don't yell at me.
Nobody's gonna yell at you. We never yell.
I just I was thinking of like I know everyone is like kind of up in arms about this Sebastian case, but I always think back because it was very close to my heart, the
at a Montgomery case, with little Harmony, no one knew. No one knew that she was missing, and no one paid attention, and no one knew what was going on. So you have the opposite extreme. You go from an extreme, like no one is covering the case, no one's talking about it, no one's looking at it, and then you have like everyone is like looking at this case and like running to be there, and like it's kind of crazy. It's like like this little girl, she got like slipped through the system, and she was abused. I mean, she was in the car going to the bathroom. In the car, she was so scared and afraid and tiny, and my heart breaks for that little girl. And then my heart breaks for all the cases, but it's like everyone is like focused on this, and then you have the opposite extreme where no one even talks about or looks at or even knows that this little girl is missing.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
strange.
true.
You're right,
It's true.
Trish.
So that's all I wanted to say. And
I love it. Thank you for bringing us back to what is important, that there are so many out there that aren't getting the attention they deserve. And we need to be doing that. Absolutely.
So thank you, Deets. And
Thank you, Patricia.
I love all of you up here, and take care. Have a good night.
We
You
love
too.
you.
We love you too.
See, she sounds sweet. I would not have yelled at her. Thank you.
Never. She always says that. She always says, please don't yell at me. Girl, we'd never yell at you. We'd never.
Good night.
Good night,
Good
love.
night.
Okay,
Look.
so it's Scottish and it's not indigenous. Okay,
But
that's
that
fair
doesn't
enough.
change the
However,
point,
stop making
though.
up names for them. Don't make
If
up
you,
names for these people.
okay, I got it. Hang on, I'm gonna load it. You go ahead and do your thing while I
was just gonna point out that now there's a lot. There's like 2 rows missing from the top. But I wanted to point out that oh my gosh, she's removed all of them except the one. Hold on. From 2 weeks ago, the one I told her she forgot. It's still right here. This lets me know you wasn't all up in the bullshit. You wasn't all up in the accusatory shit to these parents 2 weeks ago. You have let yourself go. You have sold your soul to the devil for the clicks and views, because everything from here 2 weeks ago is gone. And there were 3 more rows. I'm just saying, you got rid of everything. That means you're aware, girl. That means you know what you're doing, and you are doing it on purpose for those clicks. Like, you don't even feel bad for it. I mean,
she does. Well, I don't know if bad, but definitely embarrassed if you're going to.
You should be embarrassed.
But here's the thing, and thank you, Heels, for updating us that it's not indigenous, that it is Scottish. If they're making the jokes thinking that it's indigenous, it still makes it horrible. It still doesn't make it right in my mind. But I'm gonna show it here.
I know, Granny. No, I'm saying like back then she was like, yeah, the cases have been back to back, but a lot of her content pertaining to Sebastian is gone. Everything but 2.
I want to make sure when I pull it up, it doesn't have anything. So I'll put that up.
Hill said other people said it before me. I had to Google. Yeah, I think Yep was the one that
there we go.
mentioned it.
There we go. All right. I just wanted to make sure the person sending me the clip didn't have their information showing. And they don't. All right.
Skid it.
Episode 12, season 3 of that fucking whole saga.
I still can't get over the Christie. Okay.
I love her.
That's his new name. I'm calling him Christisha Stankfoot from now on.
I'm just gonna call him Mr. Stankfoot, if that's okay.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow. Well, that's astonishing.
I mean, this is a 4.5 minute clip, and we are 23 seconds in.
And what
Are
the fuck is so funny any damn way?
Are
These are
you kidding me?
Their
This is
audacity.
wild out
That's
here.
what's funny.
these are the parents of a missing autistic young man.
Just
is
because you think they're
hilarious
guilty
about
don't mean
this?
they are.
No, this isn't funny at all. And to make fun of their name? Oh my goodness, hang on.
That's so bad. That's so bad, Deets.
Yep.
Unsupervised, this is allegedly with Brittany J.
Oh, did you see that post? Did you see that post? Somebody looked up the definition like of the word proudfoot, and the fucking definition is hilarious, dude. It says something about like, I don't know, something about a toe, and so now and not only that, that was the synonym. That was just the synonym. It said the main description. It said was bloated and something.
A bloated toe? I'm dead.
Lord help me.
I about lost it. Man, I was like cracking up at that shit. I was like, what the hell? Bloated.
Okay. I've got the definition right here.
Oh,
Are we 12 or
I
what?
think so. This is a missing child's case, y'all. And I'm not saying you can't laugh. Of course you can laugh, laugh, have a good time, but like at the expense of the parents of this missing child? Why?
And it's not even what she's saying it is. It says it's Scottish. It's a nickname for someone with a strutting or swaggering gait, from older Scots and Middle English proud. And then it says prude for proud, haughty plus foot equals foot.
Haughty.
Alternatively, it may be an alteration by folk I can't say that, of the older Scots adjective proudful, which means excessively full or bloated. It doesn't say any, like the bloated part, she got that part right,
not
but
about like a bloated
not
toe.
what they were trying to make it seem like. Absolutely not.
All right, I'm guessing there's more in here. Wow.
You stop that.
Right. Supposedly it's some kind of like American Indian shit. Like he's an American Indian, and that's and like Proudfoot, like Stinky Dog, like you know how they got them names. But anyway, like he
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is my first time hearing
Some
this.
American Indian shit?
Are you?
See, they do think.
Are
They
you
think that
kidding me?
they're
They think it's native.
indigenous.
They do think it's an indigenous name. It doesn't
Wow.
matter that it's not, that it's a Scottish name. You're still poking at this name that belongs to the parents of this missing child, and you think it's an indigenous name, and you think this is funny. Are we in the Twilight Zone, y'all? Are we in the fucking Twilight Zone?
That stunned me.
I think we are. Rewind that a little bit.
I am.
Just 'cause
Sorry, my
my
first
brain started
my
scrambling.
jaw just dropped, and I couldn't get to the pause button fast enough.
Oh, my face is hot. Oh.
man, I was like cracking up at that shit. I was like, what the hell? Bloated toe.
Bloated ass toe.
I can't even.
Supposedly it's some kind of like American Indian shit. Like he's an American Indian, and that's and like Proudfoot, like Stinky Dog, like
Stinky Dog. Oh my
First of
god.
First of all, indigenous or even Native American, but American, what did she say? Native Indian?
Thinks he's American Indian. He thinks he's an American Indian. You know, an American Indian. Idiot.
supposedly it's some kind of like American Indian.
American Indian.
No.
Oh my god. I
Do you
think
even know the history? Do you even know history, bruh?
Oh, I'm told
you
it
even
gets
know what
worse.
you're-
I'm told it gets worse. Here we go.
Oh, well, unsupervised said to be quiet on the set because she was screen recording. Oops.
Sorry, unsupervised. We will
try to play. I can't guarantee I'm not gonna pause again if it gets worse.
And shit, like he's an American Indian, and that Lord help.
Hang on, let me go back. Here we go. Get you
Okay,
a
I'll be quiet.
clean copy of that.
Did toe? I'm dead.
Lord help me.
I about lost it. Man, I was like cracking up at that shit. I was like, what the hell? Bloated toe.
Bloated ass toe.
It's something
I
like,
can't even.
supposedly it's some kind of like American Indian shit. Like he's an American Indian, and that's and like Proudfoot, like Stinky Dog, like you know how they got them names. But anyway, like he I'm not lying. You can look it up. Somebody found like the Native American meaning of Proudfoot, and that shit had me rolling, dude. That shit was hilarious.
Rogue said, there goes your interview. Mr. Bloated Stinky Toe.
Hey, you should get fucking Stankfoot up here for an interview on your channel.
Hey, I'm a registered Native American, and I approve of this message.
I love Native American.
No. Wait. What's your American name? I mean, your Indian name. Regina.
I have no idea. All I know is my grandmother was a full-blooded Sioux Indian, and I'm literally a quarter registered Native American Lakota Indian.
I promise you, it's not.
We'll have to think of one. We'll have to come up with one for you.
One of
my grandmother called me Aviana, and she said it has something to do with taking flight or something like that, or a little bird taking flight or something like that.
But that's not as funny. That's not funny like bloated toe though.
My best friend that passed away they called him soft. I don't know what it means exactly, but anyway, and this is no offense. Don't nobody take offense, because I've known a lot of Indian people.
And don't nobody take offense to the Indian stuff, guys, because we're not being.
I'm about to say something, and my friend passed away, and he was.
There's
Too
still
late,
a little. Sorry, I got a pot. Don't take any offense. We're just poking fun at Native Americans, at Indigenous people. But don't take any offense to it at all, because it's cute and funny, and we're laughing. They asked me who's on the panel.
One of
Brittany,
Nana's
Dragonfly. It's kind of blurry. Regina and something crime chat. Sarah Jean, and I can't tell who the bottom one is. Emmy Joe, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who's saying what. I truly don't. But
the one talking about the Stankfoot is on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm blown away. And Burden, you hit the nail on the head. The Indigenous already have so many disadvantages, especially as it comes to pertaining to our sector, to true crime and to missing individuals. They are at such a huge disadvantage.
Oh, Soup, I would love to hear what you got to say.
Yeah.
There's so many
Soup,
missing.
I do want you to click that link,
reservations.
but we got 1 minute left. Let's hear it. I'm going to go back a second for unsupervised. We got 1:30. We will be quiet for you, unsupervised.
We're not being.
I'm about to say something, and my friend passed away, and he was Indian and stuff. Well, they have a temper, the men. They do, and they have a drinking issue. Now, I'm not saying every single one of them, but a majority. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if it makes you feel any better about it, every time you say bloated toe, I think you're going to put a D on the end of it, like a bloated toad, because that's what he looks like. And I just keep expecting that.
What about your mouth? What about? Have y'all ever seen that? I know a lot of people probably don't, but Owen Benjamin. He says Joe Rogan looks like a toe, and so he calls him Toe Rogan. I like to think about Toe Rogan.
I gotta tell Ollie about that because my 13-year-old, he always talking about Joe Rogan. I'm like, I don't even know who the hell that is.
Toe. He looks like a big toe.
He talks about him all the time. I don't even know who the hell that is. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell him that story.
Toe Rogan. All right,
I'm gonna tell him. All right.
know every time I hear him, I'm going to think about bloated, stinky stuff.
Oh, dining room. You're done with it. You put it in the trash. That's the only thing we've asked him.
Okay,
There
so
you
they're
go,
back to
Lois,
Rachel.
again.
So they're saying that what happened to her head, that's what they want to know. And that's what they're saying. Yeah, I don't know whether
Go back, go back, go
If
back
they
and
could
replay
clarify
this
a little
part.
bit more, I don't know.
Go back.
They're saying you almost killed her.
Go back.
Okay, so that's it. That was it. I mean, that was I say that's it, like, oh, okay, no big deal, but like
was
it
a
was
lot.
bad enough. It was bad enough.
Imagine being, again, you're the parents. Chris says he watches, he wants to make sure that Sebastian's staying in the algorithm. He wants to make sure, and Seth said the same thing. Like, they look at social
They all
media.
did. They all
Katie
did.
said she tries not to, but imagine coming past this and you're like, wait, this has my son's name in it, and they're talking about what?
During the interview, like, pause the interview to talk shit on this man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But do you not realize that, okay, Emmy Joe was the name of the person on the bottom, I guess, was doing the most of the talking. I couldn't tell. It was really fuzzy. But do you not realize that you're not just hurting the Proudfoots, you're hurting several people.
The whole culture, man.
And an entire
What are you
culture of
thinking?
people. Well, I don't understand the point of that. And also, what
Sounded like a bunch of ignorant mean girls up on that panel is what it sounded like.
what's that do for
Trying to be
Sebastian?
funny. Yeah. How does it, if you're a true crime channel and you're trying to go over Smiley's
I'm sorry,
interview,
Twist.
how did any of that help at all? How?
Well, the Proudfoot name is actually Scottish. We learned earlier. It's not even indigenous or Native American. It's not. So it's a Scottish name. So it's just multiple points of ignorance happening there. Multiple.
But the thing is, she was talking about the definition of Proudfoot, right? And talking about how it meant bloated or whatever and foot. But it also says at the very beginning of that definition, Scottish.
Right. Imagine.
Like, literally.
The very least of brain cells working together all at once to make fun of a guy who comes up here with his wife and is trying to explain all of this to people, channel after channel, already seeing the toxicity of social media and still trying to come out here and keep Sebastian's name out there. And this is what they get for it. Really nice.
Well, even Willow's offended.
I mean, okay, so I guess well, I already heard Jenny has the 3 other lives. I don't know if she's going to go through them. This person has the entire live, so maybe they'll go through it and see if there's more later. And if I'm just dumbfounded at hearing that. Dumbfounded at hearing that took place. Like, I heard you guys talking when I took a bathroom break. Like, I don't know the channel like that. Like, I guess I didn't either. Damn. Like, what was funny about that? What was helpful or beneficial about that? What was the point of that? It's offensive, no matter your ethnic background. Absolutely.
Yep, I'm going to be watching you just as hard as the rest now, girl.
I'm sorry, Soup. See, this affects other people, y'all. Like, you might think it's funny in that moment or something, or that you're only poking fun at Sebastian's parents, which is bad enough, but you're hurting other people too by doing that. A lot of other people. Yes, that stuck out to me too. Not that, Amber, that the stereotyping of Native Americans as alcoholics. That was gross. That is bad.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Oh yeah, you want me to play it again?
Oh
Totally.
my God.
It was when I was trying to hang on.
Hey, Dad.
Trying to be quiet for the clip to play, but yeah.
Native American.
Says I'm not. I think they say like I'm not. Not just the beating and drinking. I think
American Lakota Indian.
I promise you, it's not.
We'll
it's
have to
not
think of one.
bloated.
We'll have to come up with one for you.
It's
One of
not
my
bloated
My grandmother called me Aviana, and she said it has something to do with taking flight or something like that, or a little bird taking flight or something like that.
Well,
But that's
my
not funny. That's not funny like bloated toe though.
my best friend that passed away, they called him Mustafa. I don't know what it means exactly, but anyway, and this is no offense. Don't nobody take offense, because I've known a lot of, Indian people.
And don't nobody take. So here, I think, is where it comes, or where it happens, where they say what they and don't nobody take offense, and you're gonna hear her say that from both of these women. How could you not take offense to this?
Offense, because I've known a lot of, Indian people.
And don't nobody take offense to the Indian stuff, guys, because we're not being.
I'm about to say something, and my friend passed away, and he was Indian and stuff. Well, they have a temper, the men. They do, and they have a drinking
temper,
issue.
the men, and a drink. Did you hear that? Let me do it again. She
Wow.
is saying that indigenous people have a temper, the men do, and a drinking issue.
I'm about to say something, and my friend passed away, and he was Indian and stuff. Well, they have a temper, the men. They do, and they have a drinking issue. Now, I'm not saying every single one of them, but a majority.
What the fuck? I feel
Do you
like
even
they're the
hear
most
your
peaceful.
verbiage there? I'm not saying every single one of them. Like,
Well, she's
Nanya,
also insinuating that he is American Indian. So what is she trying to say? That he has a drinking and abuse problems? Like, how
right? Are
does
you
this
trying to put
connect?
that on the Proudfoots? Like,
Hey, Soup. Hey, Twist. Hey, everybody else. Don't take offense to it. They're just talking shit. No
yeah,
big deal.
they're just goofing. It's not that big a deal. Sorry,
Goofy McGoofersons.
that's your culture and your history. Sorry, don't take offense to that at all.
Who'd you add up here?
Nanya, you're up here, hon. Hey, Earth.
Hey, Nanya.
Yes, of course, of course.
So I told myself I wasn't going to click this link at this time, but then I
but you
decided to
did.
go ahead and do it. You already know. What in the ignorance, entitled fuck are you even talking about?
They don't
First
know.
of all, my grandmother was Indian doesn't give you the right to bash American native people.
Mm-mm.
If you had any idea what your grandmother probably actually went through, you would not have the disrespect that you're having right now.
Preach.
An entire culture, an entire community that was robbed and to this day is disproportionately left out in the cold and forgotten,
Ignored
constantly. And you want to laugh at it. And you're not just laughing at indigenous people, but hey, don't take offense to it, even though it's fucking offensive.
So offensive. So
But
offensive.
you want to do that on the back of a set of parents who have a missing child. And you took the time to do the research, the alleged research to look up what the name meant. Couldn't get that right anyways. But you took the time to do the research on that, but then put...
You broke up on us, Nanya. You must be driving. Yeah. 867. It's okay. They have Native
Am I
American friends. Yeah, you're back.
Keep
But no,
going, girl.
real quick before you go, they don't have Native
about now?
American
Am I back?
friends. You are back. They have Indian friends. Remember, that's what they say. They have
Yeah,
Indian,
Indian friends.
Indian or whatever. Like, are you?
I don't even think they know the difference, Chaba.
Am I
They don't
back
know
on
the
panel now?
difference.
Yeah, you're on panel. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Oh, she can't hear us. We hear you. We hear
Funya.
Funyai Nunyai is calling.
I'm sorry. Is it back now?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Okay, yes.
Okay, go.
Sorry. You took the time to research, so much so in your ignorance, what his name allegedly meant and still got that wrong. But you wouldn't take the time to avoid putting essay accusations on a missing child to actually research the diagnosis that his father put out there.
Mm-mm.
That is gross. absolutely, please immediately leave true crime alone. It's not for you. Do like reality TV. Maybe that's a little bit more up your alley. Like salacious TMZ kind of coverage. Like that seems like that'd be more up your alley. Don't go hide your videos now. Don't hide behind what you've already done. Just do better.
It's not gone just because you hide it.
Right.
It's still your mindset. Whoever it was that was saying that is your mindset. That's what needs changed. But especially speaking to these victims and their families, Steenie says, like I said, I don't know, I haven't heard most of her content, just the clips I played here today. She said they have already accused the mom of drinking. With what proof? With what proof is the mom
good Lord.
drinking? Are you like, and I'm not saying that to you, Steenie. You're telling us, you're relating to us, and I get that. But did anybody take
Let's
the
say
time
she
to
was
ask
laying on the
them?
floor drunk. Her baby's missing. What are you even doing? What is wrong with these people?
And what's the point? What
They
is the point?
condemn
Other
them.
than to put a negative light and negative thoughts about these parents, what is the point? How does any of that, number one, none of it is fact, it's opinion. But number two, how does it help find him? How does it bring awareness to him? It doesn't. You just further and further the bashing of the family and the attacking on the family. That's all you're doing. It serves no purpose. There is no good to it. None at all.
If you have to state, don't take offense to it, it's probably fucking offensive. Just to for future reference, it's probably offensive if you have to state that.
I would like to finish that sentence for you. Bitch, sit down.
In your Laura voice. Granny just said also, though, that I'm going to spell it, that somebody, one of them, CHINK eyes. I couldn't even type it in the chat because it's banned.
On this or somewhere
CHINK
else?
eyes. I don't know. I
In
don't
this
know.
video or just in general, they've said that before. Like, I know they've
Good
said
Lord, I
some
don't know.
crazy things.
This isn't hard. Respect the families. It seems like
Right.
such a simple thing. Have your opinions, have your speculations based in fact, have your thoughts and theories. How hard is it to respect people?
Because you could always be wrong.
Yeah. Most
Just
of the
because you
time.
feel that they are guilty doesn't make it so. And you're out here hurting these people. What if they're innocent? What if they had nothing to do with it, which is the way I lean? But what if they didn't? Like Allie said, are you going to apologize? Are we going to get some public apology?
Hell no.
No.
Heather's saying she said it about her own son, that he has those kind of eyes. I'm going to hop down. I can't do it. I got to jump down, Deets, because I'm going to get your
You're fine.
stream
Get
banned. I
out of
love
here.
you. I got to
She's
go
like,
back.
I'm gonna get your channel struck if I stay up here.
She said she could get you straight banned if she stays up.
I can't believe you said that.
And
So.
an update.
Ignorance.
An update is that all Sebastian videos are gone, and the only thing up is the upcoming.
Wow.
I mean, she's got the videos where it's Riley, Sebastian,
Which, hey, I'm cool with that. If
Maddie,
I'm
they're
not
all
going to be
together.
watching your live, but I guarantee you one of these subscribers in here will be. And so,
wow, yeah, for sure.
if it's going forward and doing better, then okay, no big deal. Nobody cares. Like, go forward, do better, be better. That's awesome. But this is just two tiny little clips that we've heard about. Two tiny little clips.
I'd hate to hear her coverage on Madeline Soto. Absolutely, I would hate it. I can't imagine what type of ignorance was said during those streams.
Oh my goodness. Watched it on Manimal. So Manimal calls the mom an alcoholic.
So that's another one? Jesus Christ.
I don't even know. Hey, TPE.
I'll search through Manimal tonight.
Like, are you kidding me? Why did I think that was? Oh, it's because it was Smiley. They were playing Smiley Heels. It wasn't Brittany. Brittany J's panel was playing Smiley's interview. So you see Smiley up there on the screen. But no, that wasn't Smiley that said any of that. I don't want that people to get that confused. Yes, it was not Smiley's word. Thank you, Shambles. It on allegedly with Brittany J. It was her and her panel. She was reviewing Smiley. Oh gosh, that just makes me sick to my stomach. Like
Yeah, that was rough.
I didn't even know. Didn't even know. I mean, I knew about the essay because someone came in my chat the last time when Jenny and I were deep diving the interviews and told us that. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, send me the timestamp. I'll look into it, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't know about this one.
Yeah, I didn't know about this one either.
I'm blown away.
All right. Well, I'm sure you're going to be wrapping it up soon, so I'm going to jump down and go eat dinner.
All
But I'll
right.
be here until you shut down.
Thank you. I need to set up. So yeah, we're
Are
gonna
you going to do your redirect now?
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. We're gonna do a deep dive on this case, covering it with empathy, and
You're going to do the rest of the what do you mean? Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
The rest of the interviews. That's what we're gonna be doing.
Okay.
But I gotta figure out. Can I redirect to my own stream?
I have no idea. Burden, are you in here? Cuckoo! Burden.
Cuckoo! We're gonna see.
But but Burden. I'm gonna eat and then take a bath, and I'll probably jump back up with you.
All right, you have a good one.
All right, I'll talk to you in a little
Thanks,
bit.
Johnson. Bye, love. Let me set this up. Deep dive. So, what do y'all think about that? Holy crap! What a day. Just setting this up, y'all. See if this works. Schedule it for 5 minutes out. I'm going to come back and read all the comments here really quick. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm still just kind of flabbergasted to know that that is something that these adult women were doing. Like I said, I'm just flabbergasted here. I'm sure the chat here is getting hecka interesting. Hecka? Hella? So there was a lot here today. There was the the United Cajun Navy stuff, the Dolly and JLR stuff, which we didn't go too hard into the Dolly portion of it. Then the sexual assault, putting sexual assault on a missing child. Just when I think this place can't get any worse. Proves me wrong every time. Every time. Okay, so that worked. Now let me see if I can redirect you all to it. Sorry, this is like I'm learning new things with all of this. There it is. gonna come down here and go into community, I do believe. There it is, redirect. Well, I don't know how to do this. Let me come over here and look at your comments, but I have it set up, so don't worry. You were on panel when she said it. I was shocked. Holy cow, Mal. The eyes thing of her son. Wow. Wow. She'll start stream criming? Possibly. I can find the humor in it as well. However, you have to read the room. This victims, missing kids, not the proper arena. I don't find the humor in it, but I get what you're saying. It's definitely not the proper arena. She told Kylie's Rodney's mom to F off. I've heard that. I didn't hear it, but I've heard that. Dylan Rounds, who cut out of school and was found stuck in the neighbor's chimney, that mom had been harassed badly until he was found. Then crickets. You're absolutely correct. What's happened to Candace is wrong. Okay, you weren't saying Manimal said anything like that. I gotcha. Thank you, Sofa King. I click on our lives for a minute most nights just to make sure I'm not missing a train wreck. Oh, we'll be. I didn't realize that this is how she was. Schedule it now, then go to your studio. That's what I thought. I was trying to do that, Bendy, but like, no. Maybe it just isn't because I have the live there. Maybe I have to like, do I have to? Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Okay. I think that will redirect you over there, guys, as soon as I hit go live. I keep erasing my comments. Twist, I bet a lot of people did. I bet a lot of people were doing that. Just dumbfounded here. Cash is gonna go watch Jones and Faith. You're horrible. I'm sorry for those that are angry about it, though, and frustrated. Like, it's just insensitive to so many people on so many levels. And disappointment, yep. You can't expect more from her type of panels. She's very, but it's like, I don't hold her accountable for the other people's words. No, absolutely not. But then you partook in them. Something to I don't know, Michael. I'm just continually shocked around this place. And no wonder, Allie and burden of proof. I don't know where I belong, but I want nothing to do with that kind of shit. And you just feel like they, good creators like that, great content creators like that. Burden says, I'm physically sick to my stomach from that. This is a prime example of why I don't want to be associated or categorized with creators who cause so much pain and harm to so many. And that's why good creators like Burden and like Allie are leaving in droves. I'm not saying Allie's leaving, but they question why they do what they do. You can look at like a Don Wells and understand some of the backlash because of what he did on social media. Absolutely. But these people have done nothing but talk about Sebastian and answer all the questions. That's the point, Gavel Geeks. Exactly. If they were up here drunk and slurring on these right now, social media is picking them apart because they don't like what they're being told and they don't like the way that they're saying it. But they are not up here drunk on panels calling people the N-word and just going ape crap. Now, there's some inconsistencies and we're working on those. And we will draw attention to those. But that doesn't mean we have to attack any of them. It's wild. It's wild that this continues. Thank you, Mindy. Does it pin it for you guys automatically? Let me look at my phone and see what it did. I just wanted to make sure that we separated these streams this time in case Gavel and I got a little wordy like we did last time. Let me see. I think it's just going to automatically send you all over there, but I'm going to pin, I'm guessing, Joneson has that's my upcoming live, so you guys can click over that. And we're going to finish going through all of the interviews. We had made it to 10. I think we have a few more to add to my list. And we're going to get to Smiley's interview because I know Sofa King wants us to get to that one so bad. It is, I do believe, second. I have my own theory about who snatched Summer, and it wasn't Donna Candace's wrongdoing. I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish we knew what happened to any of these kids. Okay, teleporters. Let's see if we do. If I fire up that other one. Let me see here. I'm entering the studio on 2 streams. This is interesting. Hang on, let me throw my intro up.